Well, welcome everybody. It is Friday, April 27th. Where has April gone? April has just went whoosh, just flew by, it seems like. Thank you guys for joining us today out there in the Facebook land and radio land and on the web stream. Martha Robinson Jenkins, how you doing? Billy Joe's on there. I'm doing okay. I'm a little tired this morning because I went and picked up me and my wife and daughter and Tim Hatton from down Greenfield and Dean and Dave. We went down and picked up my eBay lot last night, and I tell you what, it was a lot. We'll just put it that way. Tim has this big old truck, big old box truck, and this thing was full. And I ended up getting 4 filing cabinets, a desk, and a real nice all this stuff's brand new, a brand new bookcase out of the deal. And I only paid $8.50 for all of it. And the guy that was with me got a bunch of light bulbs. He got some desk. You got some stuff. They have fluorescent lights. Yeah, fluorescent lights, bulbs, and they also had all these desks, all these metal desks and wood desks you have to put together. Which I wasn't real interested in that. There's one desk put together, so I got it. So today we got coming on the show. Did you say that guy's name is Mike Olds or? I think Adam Olds is going to be on. And then also Chuck Morris. No, not Chuck Norris that kills everybody or anything like that. But Chuck Norris kills everybody with his kung fu. And he's Mr. You don't mess with Chuck Norris. Probably you don't mess with Chuck Morris either because he's in charge of High Tech Redneck. And that is a shooting range over at New Vienna, which I've not been to. He's going to. No, I left my gun at home. Yeah, I left it at home. Well, I figure I just let Chuck handle things. Randy George, how you doing? Now we do have a possible guest next Friday. I don't want to let it out of the bag yet, but yeah, Kim Jong Un will be in the house. That's right. No, what's next weekend? Yeah, negotiating deals. He's coming to the table. I think he realizes Trump is serious. No, what's next weekend? What's a big thing that happens next weekend, sports wise, every year? See if you guys can figure it out. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it. Now I don't know if this guy's going to be able to make it in or not, but I hope he is. But I don't want to give him up in case he can't make it in. Not NASCAR, but you're kind of in the right realm, sort of. Oval. No, not roller skating. Think south. Think about 100 miles south of here, maybe 120, 150. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Kentucky Derby. Plus, I guess next week, there Phil Hoskins got it, the Derby. Plus, I guess at Miami Valley Raceway, that closes their season. So they have some kind of it's not the Kentucky Derby, but they have a finale, a last main event. Sure, yeah, I'm sure they bet on it, but they have their special, some kind of derby there at Miami Valley, and this guy's going to maybe go. He trains horses and may come on, and if he's got time, he's going to try to. If nothing else, he may call in. He's a horse trainer. He's the horse whisperer. Joe Holderin, how you doing, Joe? He's another horse guy, Joe might be able to tell us some more about that on Thursday. Yep. Phil Hoskins is in the house today. He's watching us. Richard Miller, how you doing, Richard? Everything going well? Todd Blocker, what happened to your Browns last night? Oh, my gosh. Baker Mayfield? Really? That would have been my last pick. He wouldn't even made it. I might have picked him up in the third round, maybe. I don't know if he's that worth the hassle even in the third round. That's just my opinion. And then they passed on Bradley Chubb. What the heck? You can get Chubb at the fourth pick and you let him go. Browns. Todd, you should be crying today. The Bengals had one pick and did better than you guys did with 2 in the first 5 picks. What the heck? They call it, it's not the white trash derby, Phil Hoskins. Jeez. I thought he was actually, yeah, that was the preacher saying that. It's called the white trash derby, laugh out loud. Judy Holmes Hatfield, he's another Manziel. Randy Bond, that is exactly what I told Todd Blocker. I said, this is J.M. Jr. right here, Johnny Manziel Jr. And, Brownies, you just keep shooting yourself in the foot. They must want you to be fired, when you make a pick like that. And then you don't pick Chubb, the fourth. Chubb would have been a better first pick. Actually, like one of our guys on the radio here says that, heck, they should have went with Saquon Barkley first. Because in 4, you'd had a chance if you really want a quarterback. There was going to be at least 1 or 2 still left to pick. So, yep, Cindy Mahanes. How you doing, Cindy Mahanes? Yeah, I'm concerned about the Browns. Yeah, I'm not a Browns fan, so I mean, I just can't see him being real happy with it. Todd's like killing me right now. Todd's probably listening in his truck and like, rah, 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 rah. But I'm serious. I told you that yesterday. But Todd, you didn't even want him yesterday when we talked. Now last evening you switched your tune. He said he erased yesterday's tape. By the way, he said he didn't say any of that about wanting Darnell instead. Darnell would have been a lot better. Barkley would have been my choice, Randy Bond says. Yeah, Barkley's tough. It's tough to take a running back in that first position, but yeah, the Giants right there, man, they were like, okay, and everybody thought the Giants might take quarterback. They thought they might take Darnell. And he was there, but they didn't take him. So interesting moves there last night. Your Cowboys didn't pick a receiver, though. They went with linebacker, didn't they? I was surprised the UCLA quarterback fell so far back. He fell clear back to 10, and Arizona traded up to get him. Was he all over the place? Oh, really? Oh, really? Well, I tell you, he's good. I think. I tell you, I don't know that I would even have taken Darnell, to be honest with you, because he has turnover problems. But I would have. Well, he better. He's not going to last in the league very long. Baker Mayfield, once he does something like that to Pittsburgh, like the way he acted during college, Pittsburgh will freaking kill him. He'll be out. He'll be done. That'll be a career ending if he does that to Pittsburgh, or even if he does it to the Bengals. Those Bengals, I mean, I like the Bengals, but they got their share of thugs also on there. So, and I'll admit that. Hey, if you're not doing anything this weekend, it's supposed to be a decent weekend. They're talking about maybe a little shower this evening. But the Scott Family Flea Market is over in Washington Courthouse this weekend. So you may want to check that out. It's a pretty neat deal. I remember as a kid, they used to have a Washington Courthouse flea market every month, and literally it was once a month, and literally that whole fairgrounds would be packed. I mean, my dad and I would go over there, and we walked around forever at the flea market at Washington Courthouse. Now this one they bring back, I think it's like 4 times maybe during the summer, or the spring, summer, fall. I think they come in 4 times, and it's definitely worth checking out because. They get this Scott Family Flea Markets. They kind of travel the country, and they get people that follow them. Yeah, well, I mean, like they have one in Atlanta, so I think probably there'll be some people setting up from Atlanta up here. And lot of local people obviously set up at it, but it's usually a pretty decent deal. So if you get a chance to do that, check it out. Thanks for all the thumbs up. I'm not sure who's doing that. There's Michael Woods, Rose Jones Becker's on, Steve Jenkins. Yeah, Scott Family Flea Market's Washington Courthouse this weekend. Check it out. And of course, the draft is back on. They have round 2 tonight, and then they have rounds 3 through 7. Is it 2 and 3? Might be rounds 2 and 3 tonight. Then they have the rest of the rounds tomorrow. So if you like watching, which I kind of like watching the draft, and I got to see all of it last night. We got our stuff done early, and we got back. I figured it was going to be a late night, but we ate last. So since we ate last, we went over to Damon's, and we got to watch it on the big screen. And Damon's was open last night, 7 o'clock, but they had to shut down yesterday during the day because they had a problem with a grill, I guess. But the food was good last night. Yep. Well, yeah, I just waited till the Bengals pretty much. I went to bed. I was dead tired, but that was still late. I guess I waited a few more picks after that. 21. Yeah, the Cowboys were at 19. And that one guy, that corner, stayed on there for a long time. The Bengals, I think, were hoping he would drop to him. Roger Goodell gets booed all the time. Yeah, as soon as... Yeah, the Cowboys did fight Goodell's contract, and that's another reason they were booing down there. But he gets booed in New York City, too, every time he goes out there. Yeah. Yeah, he is not a well-liked person. It was good to see, even though he's a Pittsburgh Steeler now, it was good to see Ryan Shazier out there, and he actually walked out real slow to make the pick. So he's rehabbing from back surgery. He will not play football this year because he's not in any shape to do that. But he is on the road to recovery at least. So that was good. Yeah, not really. The only surprises I thought was just the UCLA quarterback dropping, and when they come up game, there seems like there's somebody else that got a real good. Well, the guys that got Chubb. I mean, Chubb dropped. He went to Denver, and Chubb ended up in a good spot there. Chubb, I tell you what, I think Chubb personally could have been a first-round draft or first pick. The Browns would be much better right now if they had, even picked Chubb. Let's see. Todd Blocker says, don't like the Ward pick, Denzel Ward. He's twice athlete, Johnny. I like Mayfield, but didn't think he would take him. Darnold was a safe pick. Mayfield's stats are much better. The Ward pick was to keep the Buckeye honks happy. They picked him because of Denver targeting him. Yeah, but Denver got Chubb, man. Brown screwed up. I'm sorry, but and Baker Mayfield, his off the field personality and he has to be reined in, and I don't think the Browns will be able to rein him in. To be honest with you, I think the Browns have made a big mistake last night. They'd been better off going with Rosen from UCLA, or even the guy that Mel Kiper said, the kid from Wyoming. He's got a lot of natural ability. I think out of the top, heck, I'd even like to see him get the guy from Louisville, but that'd have been a real stretch at that pick. He's still not picked yet, to my knowledge. I don't know if he got picked late or not. Yeah, we went to bed. I'll have to check on that. But yeah, he was like the Heisman Trophy winner the year before, and he was still sitting there after the Bengals pick, and which the Bengals really didn't need him because they don't. He's one of those guys they don't know if they want to sign him as a quarterback or not. But the Bengals, I think, do need a backup quarterback, but that probably is too early in the draft to try to get a backup quarterback. Even though Lindsey says they have one, I've never heard of the dude. It'd be nice to get somebody that's a little bit more heard of or, people know. Let's see. Everybody sharing the show out there. I'm trying to get done with that, sharing the show. Let's see. I'm not sure where Mary Ann's at today. We thought she was coming in. Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday. Ryan Haynes, Jerry Keplinger, John and Marshall. How you guys doing today? Hopefully things are going well in all your worlds. John is a big kill care girl. Kill care, I think, is back open and running. So if you like that kind of stuff. But then we were talking about that the other day. I guess it's only an eighth of a mile track now. It's not the quarter mile. So by the time you get started, you're done. You know, done. So, but that's still, if you like that kind of stuff, I mean, it's kind of neat that you can still do that here locally. I think I might have made it through all my shares. No, I'm still got places here. Let's see. Well, I'm looking through there. Let's go ahead and hit a little bit of news, and we'll see what's happening out in the neighborhood today. Like I said, don't forget about the Scott Family Antique Market this week, because that'll be just a nice little outing if you want to go do that, check that out. We'll go, even though we're in Wilmington, we'll still go to Fayette County first since we're coming out of Fayette County. I remember my glasses today, so that's good. I can see today. All right. Let's see. Oh, Bill Cosby. What do you think about Bill Cosby? Yeah, Bill Cosby definitely does not have a private plane. We found that out yesterday. My only problem with all that is if you're going to go after somebody, don't wait 20 years later. Don't wait 10 years later. Do it then. You know. And the dude is 80 years old. I mean, I think if I was a judge in that case, I would suspend sentences, but then I would fine him the max, and I would make that fine go to, put him on probation, house arrest him, that's fine, but make him pay the fine. Yeah, but make him pay the fine to battered women's shelters or something like that, you know. Make him pay fines to that, or make him go work in a battered women's shelter or something, you know. I think that's what I would do. Now, to me, that makes sense, but a lot of people, that might not make sense. John, they have actually both. They run the quarter also. Somebody told me they just ran the eighth of the mile down there. So they do still do the quarter mile. Well, that's good. Yeah, Bill Cosby, I mean, and this isn't the last case for him. He's got, several more cases? This wrapped it up. He was convicted Thursday of drugging and molesting a woman in the first big celebrity trial of the Me Too era, completing a spectacular late life downfall of a comedian who broke racial barriers and, come to TV superstardom as Hollywood's dad. Cosby, 80, could end up spending his final years in prison after a jury concluded he sexually assaulted Temple University employee Andrea Constad at his suburban Philadelphia home in 2004. So 14 years ago, he claimed the encounter was consensual. Cosby stared straight ahead as the verdict was read, but moments later he lashed out loudly at the district attorney, Kevin Steele, after the prosecutor demanded the former TV star be sent immediately to jail. Steele told the judge Cosby has a plane and might flee. And Cosby shouted out, he said, he doesn't have a plane, you a-hole, I think is the way he put it. I'm sick of him. The judge decided Cosby can remain free on $1 million bail while he awaits sentencing, but restricted him to Montgomery County, where his home is. No sentencing date was set. Cosby waved to the crowd outside the courthouse, got into an SUV, left without comment. His lawyer, Tom Mesereau, declared the fight is not over and said he will appeal. Shrieks erupted in the courtroom when the verdict was announced, and some of his accusers whimpered and cried. Constant remained stoic, then hugged her lawyer and members of the prosecution team. But, she's going to get a big payday out of this. I mean, you just wonder why she just didn't go for the big payday first, Look, I'm not going to bring this to court. Give me a bill, and we'll be happy. But now she'll probably go after him probably for more, I guess. Yeah. The civil's done, yeah. But civil's not as hard to prove either. So, yeah. Yeah. Todd, the blocker, says his cellmate will be saying, come here, pudding man. That's our listeners. That's not us. That's Todd Blocker. Constant, a former Temple women's basketball administrator, 45, told jurors that Cosby knocked her out with 3 blue pills he called your friends, and then, he did all he wanted to then at that point. It was the only criminal case to arise from a barrage of allegations from more than 60 women who said the former TV star drugged and molested them over a span of 5 decades. The time for the defendant to escape justice is over. Prosecutor Stuart Ryan said in his closing argument, it's finally time for the defendant to dine on the banquet of his own consequences. Oh, another prosecutor, Kristen Fedden, said Cosby was nothing like the image that he played on TV as a sweater-wearing, wisdom-dispensing father of 5, Dr. Cliff Huxtable, on the Cosby Show. Let's see. And his retrial took place of the Me Too movement, with the background of that. Mesereau told the jury you're dealing with a pathological liar. Let's see. Cosby himself had long ago confirmed sordid revelations about drugs and extramarital sex. In a deposition he gave over a decade ago as part of Constant's lawsuit, Cosby acknowledged he had obtained quaaludes to give to women he wanted to have sex with, the same as a person would have a drink. The sedative was a popular party drug before the U.S. banned it more than 30 years ago. Cosby also acknowledged giving pills to Constant before their encounter, but he identified them as over-the-counter cold and allergy medicine, Benadryl, and insisted they were meant to help her relax. Well, she relaxed, all right, yeah. The entertainer broke racial barriers as the first black actors to start a network show, I Spy, in the 60s, and he was on the Cosby Show and Fat Albert, hey. Animated TV show, and served as a pitch man for Jell-O pudding. Jell-O's going to get a lot of crap out of this. You can see the new flavors coming out now, Quaalude, Jell-O pudding, or, try the new blue pill. I mean, if I was the head of Jell-O, I'd almost do something silly like that. Just make a blue pudding. Later in his career, he attracted controversy for lecturing about social. Here's probably the saddest part of this case. Later in his career, he attracted controversy for lecturing about social dysfunction in poor black neighborhoods, railing against young people stealing things and wearing baggy pants. And, that's, I think, the worst part of this, because he was saying some good things to try to help the black population, and then this kind of just shoots it all out of the water. Scott Beatty, Rick Hogue, Tracy Fields, how you doing? Tracy Fields, I know you don't live around here, but it'd be fun to get you up here on the show someday. It was Cosby's reputation as a public moralist that prompted a federal judge acting in response to a request from the AP to unseal portions of the deposition. Its release helped the Cosby Show star career and a good guy image. It also prompted authorities to reopen the criminal investigation, and he was charged in late 2015. The Associated Press does not typically identify people who say they are victims of sexual assault unless they grant permission, and Constant, of course, has done so. Todd Blocker, just because he has pills called My Friend and he played a doctor on TV doesn't mean it's a good idea to take them. Okay. That's true. That's true. You guys are probably taking little pills after last night just because you can't believe those Browns picks were so bad. Jeez. Jeez. That's right. I am twisting the knife. Rick says twist the knife. Rick says the same thing, by the way. He's in complete agreement. He's just, yeah, they didn't do very good last night. Looks like we got a block party going on in Washington Courthouse. Let's see if we can figure what this is. Last month, students who are part of the Washington Courthouse City Schools Superintendent's Advisory Council helped to pass an ordinance naming this week as Pay It Forward Week of the city. Now, as the week finishes, the students and administration of Washington Courthouse City Schools are inviting the community back to join them for a celebratory block party this Sunday, noon to 4. To wrap up Pay It Forward Week, organizers are encouraging the community to come to Elm Street in front of Washington High School and Middle School campus and enjoy a free day filled with food, live music, games, prizes for the entire community. This is an excellent time for Washington Courthouse City Schools, Tom Bailey, superintendent, said. We are finishing our year with several events where we welcome the greater community to be involved. Our students are the future of our city, and we want every person to be part of something great. During the week of April 23rd, our Superintendent Student Advisory Council orchestrated Pay It Forward Week for the community. The series of days helped our students see the importance of doing service and kind acts for others. The culminating event will be the inaugural Blue Lion Block Party. We want our community to be part of this free and exciting event. The City of Courthouse is the core of our Blue Lion family. The main stage will be filled with student and faculty performances throughout the day to keep party goers entertained and as they play and eat. Additionally, the Blue Lions are teaming up with over 40 local businesses and organizations to provide an afternoon of family fun for all ages. With over $1,000 worth of door prizes to be given out, anyone could go home with a gift card, Cincinnati Reds tickets. I know. That's sad when you got to say it like that. And concert series tickets. To get registered for the door prizes, free food and games, make sure to park in the Washington High School and Middle School parking lot and enter through the Washington High School main doors. The Blue Lion Block Party will feature hot and fresh food for a filling lunch, as well as a light and tasty treats for dessert or a snack. Trevor Patton, Washington Courthouse City Schools Director of Marketing and Communications, said bouncy houses, face painting, classic carnival games, and many unique competitions. There will be plenty of opportunities for the kid and all of us to test our skills. Rain, no problem. We'll move this rockin' party into the Washington High School gym. The entire day is about bringing the community together. Washington Courthouse is Blue Lion country, so to be able to enjoy the day with everyone who lives here will be something truly special. The SSAC at the school district consists of students between 6th and 12th grades. Let's see. Destiny Leach, a freshman, says, I'm excited to see our community come together. There will be so many fun things to do and people of all ages, and I can't wait to see all of Courthouse having a good time with each other. I am really happy for the beautiful weather so a lot of people can come and enjoy the day. Speaking of beautiful weather, you know, it's supposed to be 69 degrees today. Let's see, Todd Blocker, he's taking shots at the Bungles now. Let's see, the have to win at least this year, the Bungles. Laugh out loud. You know what? The Bengals they'll have 2 wins for sure over the Browns. Exactly. You're right. Yeah, at least. I mean, especially with the Browns. I hope they play Baker Mayfield. I hope they put him right in, and then we'll just say Vontez. There he is. Just put that target right on his chest right there. Vontez Burfict. Baker Mayfield might be done for the year then. He might actually do you guys a favor by taking Baker Mayfield out of the game. No comment from Todd Blocker. Rick Bethel, how you doing? What do you think about the Brownies picks, Rick Bethel? I bet you're probably, if you're a football fan at all, you probably are a Browns fan just because they were around before the Bengals. It seems like people that like the Browns are people that were kind of around before the Bengals were here. So, here's a great idea. Adena hospitals sending Narcan home with overdose patients. So guess what? You get another free get out of jail card here. Vicky Schreffler, how you doing? Schreffler, yes. The Adena Regional Medical Center Emergency Department is distributing a take-home kit that includes naloxone, commonly referred to as Narcan, to patients being treated for an opioid overdose. The new naloxone distribution program is made possible through a supplemental grant that was awarded to the Ross County Health District from the Ohio Department of Health and U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The funds are intended to establish a Narcan program. What do you guys think about that? Adena's ER is now distributing free naloxone kits or Narcan to consenting patients prior to discharge. Angela Schiller watching, the mayor of Greenfield. Todd Blocker, he's still commenting. Baker will plant that flag 50-yard line at Bengal Stadium. Yeah, but that'll even be better because if he does that, he won't even get out alive then at that point. Because Bengals fans, they sometimes foam at the mouth. So that would not be good. Angie Schiller joined. Heather Goddard, how you doing? Angie says hi to everybody. This is another step forward by Adena to reduce the drug overdose death rates in our region. John Gabus, a primary care provider with Adena and chair of the Heroin Partnership Project. Gabus also serves as the Ross County coroner. That makes sense. The program demonstrates Adena's continued commitment to fight the epidemic of opioid overdose deaths. Narcan distribution and the work of our emergency department post-overdose response team are examples of Adena's collaboration with our community and the HPP. In 2017, Adena emergency department treated blank number of people who overdosed? How many people you think in the Ross County area went to Adena for overdoses? What do you guys want to guess out there? 35, no, a lot lower than 3,500. What do you think? My wife and Rick's in here, huh? Oh, less than that. So it's not as bad as I thought it was, to be honest with you, because I thought it would be a big number too. The Adena Emergency Department treated, anybody want to guess at home real quick? Rick Bethel, terrible choices, also been a Browns fan for about 60 years. I agree, Rick. Tell Todd Blocker that. Yeah, see, Todd, there you go. You're a Browns fan of 60 years, and he's just echoing what I'm saying. The Bengals will never come back to Wilmington. Somebody just asked if they ever, well, they'll never come back to Wilmington now. They've got their own little, they're not even in Kentucky anymore. They just do everything in Cincinnati, which to me makes sense. You know, you got the place there to do it, just do it. Anyhow, Adena Emergency Department treated 251 people for overdoses. And that's not as bad as we thought it would be. I thought it would be over 1,000 myself. Good morning from Texas, Port Arthur, Texas today. Virgil's out there driving the truck. Virgil, you did start another Facebook page, right? Because I liked another Facebook page for you. Linda Bowman, how you doing, Linda? She's on with us today. Guys, if you don't mind, hit that little share button and share the show. Each Narcan kit includes 2 nasal dosage containers that can be administered to those experiencing an unintentional or intentional overdose. In many cases, Narcan will reverse the life-threatening effects of opioids. Educational materials are also included in the kit, and include information related to the signs of an opioid overdose, how to respond to a suspected overdose, and community resources. They're available to addicts and those and their loved ones. Evidence-based research shows that patients who overdose are more likely to overdose again. Saving a life affected by opioid use disorder starts with Narcan after an overdose. We want to be proactive in eliminating barriers that would normally prevent drug overdose patients and their family and friends from the quick access to Narcan. Current efforts throughout Ross County have already reduced the overdose rate by 25%. By instituting a program such as this in our emergency department, we can help to further save those needing help until treatment. Adidas Narcan distribution program comes on the heels of the U.S. Surgeon General Dr. Jerome Adams' recommendation that more Americans know how to use Narcan and keep it within reach to save lives. And yeah, the big argument you always see on Facebook about this then is, well, okay, if you're going to give them Narcan free, why can't I get chemotherapy free? Why can't I get this free for my disease, that I didn't even ask for, that I didn't even induce upon myself? How come I can't get that help? J.D. Hughes, how you doing? Joanne Marsbarger, Dean Lee Thompson. Darren Hall, Super Bowl wins the same for Cleveland and Cincinnati. John Jewell, how you doing, John? Thanks for tuning in today. First time listening. John, a lot of times we have guests on today, so right now you're just kind of hearing me expound. We do have two guests, though, coming in later today, and we're on till 10, just so you know, John. We've got Adam Olds coming on, who is a lacrosse coach. He's going to talk to us a little bit about lacrosse. And then we have Chuck Morris. No, not Chuck Norris, Chuck Morris from High Tech Redneck Gun Range. And they're both going to be coming on here. Hopefully Chuck's going to get here around 8:30, and Adam will get here around 9. So, anyhow, we're talking about Narcan, how there's an emergency room in Ross County that's sending home kits. Sarah Catherine, if it were me, I would make it to where they can only get the kit if they sign up for the rehab first. And that makes sense. And I'm in school for this field. No, I agree with you. Hey, Shane Howell, how you doing today? Well, and Sarah Catherine, a lot of people, too, will get on and make the argument. They'll get on there and make the argument that you should only have one dose of Narcan and then just let them die after that. In emergency situations, you can't do that. I mean, people aren't going to call up to the Narcan registry. Hello, Narcan registry. I've got Rick Phillips laying here. Has he already had one dose of Narcan? And they'll go, and then by that time he's dead. They just got to do it. Yep. Can Baker see over 6'6" and 6'7" linemen, offensive and defensive? I'm not sure how tall Baker Mayfield is. So, he's 6'4", so that's going to be tough for him. Wow. Yeah, and I'm not following the Mets, Darren Hall. I'm not a Mets fan, but I'm glad you are. And here's the thing. I do know earlier this year they had like one of the best records in baseball. Are they still cruising along, I assume? Dennis Holsinger joined. Randy Zimmer joined. How you guys doing today? I know the Mets were doing awesome early. I don't know if they're still doing that good or not. I assume they are because you just said that, but that's right. Yeah, Amazon Prime. How you like that? You can blame that on Trump. They'll blame that on Trump. $119 now instead of $99 for Amazon Prime. That's right. Who did? Amazon made 12. The owner. His worth, because adding $20 on everybody. 12 billion that went up in one day. Bezos, right? Jeff Bezos, isn't that his name? Let's see. City attorney. Now, this is kind of an interesting story. Hey, Randy Zimmer. You doing good today? Um, City attorney, no wrongdoing by Denon. If you remember, Washington Courthouse had some fireworks here a couple weeks ago in their council meeting, and Joe Denon was kind of called on the carpet by one of the council members. And Washington Courthouse City Manager Joe Denon will not face obstructing official business and dereliction of duty charges, as requested by Caleb Johnson at the contentious April 11th council meeting because there's just nothing there, according to City Attorney Mark Pitstick. In reviewing email correspondence between Johnson and Denon between February 25th and April 11th, provided to the Record Herald, Johnson claims Denon failed to provide documents he requested, including electronic copy of an Animal Review Board ordinance draft and charter investigation rules. Johnson also expressed concern that Denon was not sufficiently responding to public record requests made by local citizen Derek Myers. In an email that was sent by Johnson to Pitstick the morning of April 11th, prior to the council meeting, Johnson wrote, "I've been refused a request of documents by Joe, who is bound by the city charter to provide documents. I've been intentionally obstructed in my capacity as a public official, as well as personally insulted in a series of emails in order to uphold my oath for the people of Washington Courthouse." So anyhow, Johnson basically, they're saying, doesn't have a leg to stand on. So Shane Howe, they're addicted to fentanyl drugs are too strong. They won't stop till something else comes along. Yeah, fentanyl. And this amazes me. And I had a friend. He just lost a daughter to an overdose. And here's the thing. Mark Rogers, the news patrol. Anyhow, Shane Howe, fentanyl. Yeah, I know. Yeah, my wife's trying to tell me what fentanyl and heroin. And fentanyl can kill people. They have patches for it. You can do just different things with it. But here's the thing. If I'm a drug dealer, why do I want to lace my heroin with fentanyl? Why do I want to put drug or horse tranquilizer in it, elephant tranquilizer in it, if I'm going to kill you? That's bad business on my part. So in other words, maybe I don't even know what I'm selling if I'm the drug dealer at that point. Because if I sell it to you, you buy it, and you die, guess what? I can't make any more sales to you. I don't get that. I just don't get that because yep. Yeah. So, yeah, some people just don't know what they're selling, I think, because why would you sell something to somebody that you can't get back? Oh, Baker Mayfield is 6'1". That's all he is. Okay. I'm afraid he'll be running around trying to see how the puck. Just like, man, that's what I said that yesterday. I said, this is Johnny Manziel Jr. Plus his attitude. Gee whiz. I mean, the dude's been arrested already. He tried to run from police. That was one of the better tackles made on him all last year when the police tackled him down there. Plus, people didn't even want to shake his hands at the beginning of games, and he acted like a jerk after that. So, bad news. Yeah, it's just bad news altogether. Looks like one of my co-hosts might be rolling in. Yep, there's Mary Ann. How you doing? And is that Chuck behind you? Who's behind you? Chuck? Is that Chuck? Who's this?
Hi, guys. Happy Friday. I made
That's
it
Adam?
in.
That's Adam. Okay. Well, go ahead and have a seat there.
Frantic Friday, let me tell you. Frantic Friday. I've got a lot going on, though, so I'm surprised I made it in. It's muffins with mom, so
muffins
I'm
with
going to leave
mom.
and go have muffins
Well, there
and
you
orange
go.
juice because I don't need caffeine that comes with the muffins. So I'm just going to pop up the road and have some muffins in just a little bit.
Okay.
But I got 3 little ones with me. My oldest is in high school. I think what they should let the high schoolers come out and go with the little elementaries just long enough so they can have muffins with mom. Because the high schoolers are not allowed to have muffins with mom, which I do not think they should cancel muffins with mom with the high schoolers. I think if anything, the high schoolers need muffins with mom more because they get cranky. They get the attitudes.
They don't want to be with you, though.
That's
you
my
embarrass
point.
them.
That's my point, though.
You embarrass them.
You need to embarrass them at that point.
No.
You need to be like, come here, honey. Mama needs some extra love. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, you need to embarrass the crap out of them at that point. So,
No, I'm reading on here.
so anyway, I brought, come here, Adam. Come here, Adam. He's like,
So what time is it?
so, it's at 8:15 to 8:45 today at Holmes Elementary.
So you're just in here for a quick header today.
A quickie.
Yep, quick header.
A quickie. So, I'll be back with Abby. Come here, Abby. Little Red.
So does Abby get to go in with muffins for mom too?
Abby. Yeah, I'm taking Abby. So
who's
say hi, Abby.
Yeah, introduce everybody here.
Say hi.
Hi.
We know Abby. She was a star on the show.
I'll be back with
earlier
Abby.
this week.
Woo.
So who
Live
else we got
wire.
here?
So Abby. Come here, Mama. The birthday girl. She had her birthday yesterday. How old are you?
8.
What's your name again?
Melody.
Melody. All right.
Melody. First time on air.
What's your middle name? Harmony?
No.
Oh.
What is your middle name?
Lynette.
Lynette.
Melody Lynette.
Lynette. There you go. Sounds good. How old are you?
8.
You're 8 years old. All right.
Thought you said A.
I said 8.
Now, who's this one back? That's our singer.
Hello.
This is our singer. And this year for the talent show, he has requested, instead of playing the guitar and wowing everybody, because last year he played the guitar and it was really weird. He requested to play the guitar in the talent show last year, and when he did, he had a 5th grader last year when he played the guitar, and everybody, when the 5th grader played guitar and walked up on stage, everybody was like, ooh, okay. When he walked up on stage with his electric guitar, everybody was like, oh, yeah, which was completely different from the guitar, from the Star Wars theme. So he rocked out everybody.
Does your mom not let you talk?
No, she lets me talk.
Oh, okay, all right.
This year for the talent show, though, he's gonna.
I want to sing once I was 7 years old.
You're going to sing what?
Once I was 7 years old.
Once you were 7 years old?
Yeah.
Is that a song, or you're going to sing the same song?
It's a song.
It's a song. Once I was sing it.
Once. No.
Oh, is that it? Rick Bethel says high school kids don't have parents. That's a well-known fact. Rick is a former teacher at Huntington, where I taught at before. Great track coach and basketball coach down there. So you're how old?
11.
11, 8, and 5, right? I remember you.
We have stair steppers.
11, 8, and 5. Then you have what, an older brother?
Yeah.
He's 15. That's how old. Well, no, my daughter's 16. My daughter's 16.
I turned 12.
So you're going to be you're in the 5th grade, and you're
We
in the 3rd
are
grade or 2nd
busy.
grade.
This weekend we are busy.
2nd grade.
I'm still not in school.
I know you're not in school yet. I know what you're going to be like. You're going to be a kindergartner next year.
You guys just saw me do the epitome of the mommy.
I know, yeah. Everybody's got. You guys all have. Can you all see?
No. We pay to see. Seeing is not free in our house.
Rick's asking a question over here. So who has the trait of being blind in your family? You or both, and your husband both?
Yeah,
or?
we both pay to see.
Okay.
No, he has glasses.
Okay. This guy in the back, he acts like he's sad.
It's got to be bad from reading.
Yeah.
It's got to be bad from reading. Nobody realizes it's not just our living room that has books. I just shuffle all of his books into our guest room. So if you guys ever get the pleasure of looking into our guest room, it's lined with books. Like, and heaven forbid you guys ever look into, like, his car.
So, no. I taught for 31 years. That was fine. And it'll be like school again tonight because I've got DJ a birthday party tonight. So, yeah. So, kids are great. I got great life insurance plans for all these three, by the way, just so you know. $4 a month. So there you go. She's not paying attention to me. Yeah, $4. These two might even be able to get in for $3.50 a month. He would be $5 a month. Yeah. Yep. For $25,000 in coverage, we could cover them all for under $15. So there you go. I just give you the sales pitch, but you weren't paying any attention. So there you go. Tell your mom what I said later, okay? Because you don't forget anything, do you? You forget anything?
I forget everything.
You forget everything? So this starts at 8 o'clock at Holmes. Holmes is the one over here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're only a few minutes away from that.
Yeah.
Starts at 8:15. It's 8 o'clock now. Yeah, 7:59. Do you want to do your little top of the hour thing, or you just want me to say it? Ooh.
We have 15 minutes left.
No, we have to do a legal ID. We're not running you out yet. So if you do come back, remember muffins for me. All right.
106.9 WZAA LP,
right.
Jeffersonville.
We're legal now. Okay. And we got Mary Ann and her tribe here. This guy beside me, though, he scares me. Behind me.
Yeah.
So it's time to have another one? Is that right? Any more on the way?
Yeah,
Heat wave. How you doing, Heat wave?
Heat wave.
Say again.
Hi, heat wave.
Yeah, Heat wave's on there. You know what Heat wave's signature move is? You know what Heat wave's signature move is? It's the brain claw. Who wants to experience the brain claw? You want to experience the brain claw? Come here. Oh, there it is, the brain claw. Did that hurt? Okay. Is that a brain sucker? Is that a dying brain sucker? He said yes. He says a dying brain sucker. Hi, everyone. Heat wave. Heat wave says hi. Everybody say hi, Heat wave.
Hi, heat wave.
All right. There you go, Heat wave.
Hi, heat
There you
wave.
go. That'd be a negative also. That'd be a negative also. The brain, see, he's even saying the brain claw. Heat wave has another patented move too, but he just uses it in conjunction with the brain claw. Well, now I'm not going to go there, but you can only imagine. You can only imagine what his other move is. So, Heat wave, are you in action anywhere this weekend? Uh-oh, somebody's coughing behind me. All right, you're not going to get sick, are you? You okay? You going to live?
Spit down the wrong pipe.
Oh, I hate that when that happens. Don't you hate that when that happens?
So, did you hear your guy? I told you he was gonna probably go to jail, and then nothing was gonna come of it. He was found guilty.
Are you talking about Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
We already talked about that. Yeah.
But that's not what I'm. That's not what I'm more happy about.
What?
I'm more happy about President Trump signing that bill.
All that they can go to any.
The veterans. Yeah.
Yeah. But do you hear that? Yeah. They sign something. They can go anywhere
I'm
now.
so ecstatic about that. I am over the moon, ecstatic about that.
Yeah, it used to be a doctor's office where we're at. We're in Wilmington today, by the way, in case anybody didn't know that. What are you saying no about, Heat Wave? We know your secret move. I've seen you use it before. So don't even give me that. Tell Heat Wave, say, don't lie, Heat Wave. Everybody ready? Ready? Don't lie, Heat Wave. There you go. See, I got my crew here now. You guys going to take care of me if he gets mad? She will. She got my back.
No.
You got my back. He's got my back too.
No.
Where's he at? He's got my back.
No.
Yeah.
No. Heat wave crush us, huh?
No, we take care of Heat Wave. Wait,
No.
you know how you get to Heat Wave? Just get him to dance with another wrestler. Which he still owes me for, by the way. But that or you can just tickle him. Heat Wave doesn't like to be tickled. You guys like to be tickled?
Yes.
You do like to be tickled? Uh-oh.
You're very ticklish.
You're ticklish everywhere, huh?
Especially on the neck.
Yeah, that's where my wife
All
is, too.
ticklish on the neck.
Chuck Morris, are you in the parking lot? Chuck Morris wants to know where our studio is. You want to walk out and see if you see somebody just looking around and going, I don't know. I don't. Chuck, what do you drive, Chuck? Well, Rachel can go out. You don't have to go out. Rachel can go out and you can stay in here. Rachel can go try to find him. No, she don't know him either. No, he's not in the parking lot. Where you at, Chuck? We're on Nelson Avenue, the News Journal building. And I tell you what, there's a silver, real nice silver and gray Pontiac vibe, and there's this old Ford out there too.
No.
This old red Ford out
stop,
there.
Stop. There's a Charger out there.
Challenger out there. Yeah, but you're going to be
Beautiful
gone by the
Challenger.
time he gets here. You're still at
You
home.
can't
Get your butt over here.
Freaking miss it. It's beautiful. If you leave right now, you can't miss the Challenger.
So what color is the Challenger?
Red.
Red Challenger. Ah, okay.
It's a little
Well,
dirty right now, but you
Well,
can't
who's your
miss
guest
it.
over here? You
It's
never
gorgeous.
even said who he is. Who is
Oh,
he?
my bodyguard.
Your bodyguard? Okay. What's that guy's name over there? Adam? Okay, thank you. You'll get a straight answer.
He's a heathen.
Where's Adam from? Illinois. Okay, where at in Illinois? What's the name of the town? Morris, Illinois. Okay.
He's an Illinois boy.
Okay. Illinois. So you hang out with Brock and the boys up there?
That's Ben's
You'll be
brother.
there in 30 minutes. Sounds good, Chuck. Sounds good. Come on over. Chuck Morris is going to be here from High Tech Redneck, the gun range. Yeah.
That's Uncle Adam,
That's Uncle Adam. That's your brother?
Ben's brother.
That's Ben's brother? Really? Okay. He's a lot better looking than Ben, isn't he? What do you guys think? Is he better looking than Ben? Huh?
We're just gonna let that
Marianne's like, don't answer, don't answer.
Do what?
Is he better looking than Daddy? Rick says he is. What do you think? You don't know? Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. So that means he is. They just don't want to say it. So thank you for sharing there, Heat Wave. Everybody else do that. Be great. Kevin Stanforth, how you doing on there today? Glad to see you. So it's 8:07. So what kind of muffins you gonna have? Blueberry? You want to bring us muffins back? See, there's three of us
I don't
here.
know if I can.
You have to ask them. Are you allowed to remove the muffins from the school? So these these two go to the same school right now?
Yeah. As of right now, these two go to the same school.
Right. And then next year, it would have been just those two, right?
No.
Oh, I know, but your mom was thinking about moving. Do you guys want her to move?
They want to move. They don't.
No, you guys want to move? Miami Trace or East Clinton? Rick said Miami Trace.
Let's find the house first.
So you don't care?
Let's find the house and the school should follow. At this point, let's find the house and the school should follow.
There you go.
I know you don't.
You don't want to ride a bus anymore? So means you better live in town. Or have mom take you to school. So, okay, do you guys all like animals?
Yeah.
What's your favorite animal?
Monkey.
Yeah, he's trying to get us to.
What is it? Owl. Okay.
Cheetah.
Cheetah, because they go fast, or you just like the spots? Huh? You know what? Yeah, what's your favorite animal, Marianne?
Siberian tigers.
Siberian. You know what mine is? A turkey. They taste good.
I figured because they ran away.
No, turkey. Turkey. So, all right, well.
They have 72 hours before they start emitting a toxin.
What are you talking about? Oh, Siberian tigers?
No, turkeys.
Yeah.
No, it's a toxin. In the fridge. It's a toxin in the fridge. 72 hours in the fridge after it's been cut. You have 72 hours in the fridge before it goes bad.
Well, that's 3 days. Usually turkey don't last 3 days. No, same here. It's usually gone right away. Boom. Boom. So now he's got a shirt on over there. Is he talking about you three?
He could be.
Says heathen lives matter.
Well,
So are you guys the heathens he's talking about? Yeah, she's going, yeah. Are you the heathens?
Not me.
Not you?
Well, I am a devil.
You're the what?
A devil.
No, I've everybody heard that. Say it again, you're the what?
A devil.
Because that red hair. Yeah, we see your horns, but it's holding up a halo too. Is that right? No. And you went as what for Halloween one year? Everybody else is answering but you. What about you?
Teddy.
Huh?
Teddy.
Chai. There you go. What'd you go as for Halloween last year?
Me? I went as a
Teddy bear with blood all over it.
with a tuxedo on.
With a tuxedo on. What'd you go as?
Belle.
Belle? Belle, that's from what? Beauty and the Beast? Is that right? Was she the cup or the saucer?
No, I was Belle.
You're the princess.
No, I was a princess.
Yeah, you were the princess. That's why I said you were the princess, and you said no.
No, I said I was. You said I was a prince. I said I was.
No, princess. Princess. I would never call you a prince. No. Yeah, so what are you gonna go for Halloween this year? No clue. What about you?
As we go into dead air.
Aurora.
Aurora?
Yeah.
Aurora. What's Aurora?
Aurora? Really? With that red hair? You don't want to go as Merida?
You know, we got a pet rat named Aurora.
You don't want to go as Merida?
What are you going as? Huh? What are you going as? You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
You gonna go as your mommy?
No.
Why not?
Could go as Rapunzel, Mom.
Rapunzel. There you go. Yeah, lots of hair. There you go. You could definitely do that. All right. Well, what's that? Yeah, it's muffin time. It's 8:12. Yep.
Yay!
Yep. There you go.
Bye-bye.
They're like ready to roll. They're ready to go get some muffins. I bet blueberry. Blueberry and chocolate. Yeah, get you a muffin. Well, you could go. Doesn't your little place here in Wilmington serve muffins? They serve something like that in there.
Combs Bakery. Right
Yep,
on the
Combs
corner
Bakery right
has
down there.
really, really good donuts.
Yep, Old Man Wednesday a couple weeks ago, Mark Klingler brought them in. Yeah, we brought him up. Yeah, he come clear from Bowersville over here to get donuts and brought them to Jeffersonville. No, he didn't.
I will go to Combs Bakery. I know who works there. I know who owns it.
Your kids just left. You realize that, don't you?
Yeah, they're right out there.
One of them is. I don't see
Stay
Red.
out there. Don't.
I think the Red went
leave.
on out, didn't she? Is she in there? Oh, okay.
No. Well, you didn't start it, did you?
I'm not a big Disney character guy, Jeremy. I'm okay with the Disney characters I know. So get off my butt there. So there we go. And don't forget, be at my house tomorrow, Jeremy Sloan, 11:30. All right? Don't be late like you usually are. Be on time.
I'm going to go have my muffin and
Well,
make
go
sure
have
my
some
kids don't
muffins.
strangle themselves.
There you go.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Say bye. Come on over here. You want to say bye? They didn't see you. Come over here and say bye. Say bye.
Bye.
Trouble right there. Say bye.
Bye.
All right, we're back here and still going to give you some news here as we go throughout the day until our guests come in. Former President Bush is out of intensive care and making progress. Bush was moved out of intensive care and into a regular room at a Houston hospital on Wednesday as he recovers from a blood infection that required hospitalization a day after his wife's funeral. The nation's 41st president is expected to remain at the hospital for several more days. Spokesman Jim McGrath said Bush, who is 93, is being treated for an infection that spread to his blood. He is alert and talking with hospital staff and family and friends with his doctors. Are very pleased with his progress, McGrath said. Okay, so Bush will be getting out of the hospital soon, it looks like. We'll do one more courthouse story here, and then we'll actually, we're just going to go ahead and move on to Wilmington, I think. Wilmington News Journal, because we do have some guests coming in, so we need to keep things rolling here a little bit. News Journal, let's see. Wow, this is crazy. This is what I think it is. Let me see. It says spending in Ohio. Oh, Ohio governors. Okay, that makes sense. Spending in Ohio's GOP governor primary nears $10 million. Attorney General Mike DeWine and Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor spent almost $10 million combined since December in their bitter fight for the Ohio Republican gubernatorial nomination. Campaign finance reports showed Thursday DeWine reported spending $4.89 million for the reporting period time from December 8th to April 18th compared to Taylor's $4.93 million. And we're getting close. We're only just a little over a week away from Election Day. Dwayne, let's see. The two have been trading nasty attacks, and that is true on the Ohio airways, with Taylor using the D.C. DeWine label to tie him to Obama and Clinton. DeWine has answered Taylor's attacks with ads that accuse her with telling lies and being unqualified. DeWine still ended the period with a whopping $7.4 million in the bank, headed into the May 8th primary, which includes $1 million personal loan. Wow. That's more than 4 times the $1.65 million Democrat candidate Richard Cordray and former Attorney General and federal consumer watchdog reported having on hand. DeWine raised $1.7 million for the period, compared to Cordray's $1.4. Cordray spent $1.72 million. Taylor reported raising $420,000 for the period. She and running mate Nathan Eastruth, a former P&G executive, had loaned their campaign $3.25 million. Thursday's report showed that $3 million has been repaid. Democratic candidate Dennis Kucinich, a former congressman, raised almost $600,000 and spent $317,000 for the period. He has $275,000 available. Democratic Joe Schiavone, a Youngstown area state senator, reported raising $87,000 and spending $290,000. Wow. He has $73,000 in the bank. Former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Bill O'Neill, another Democratic candidate, raised $68,000 and spent $79,000. He has $5,300 in the bank. So a lot of money going out here. In the competitive Republican primary for the Ohio State Treasurer seat, fundraising by State Rep Robert Sprague of Findlay far outpaced that of Sandra O'Brien of Ashtabula County. O'Brien, who ran for and won the Republican nomination for treasurer in 2010, reported raising only $570 for the period, compared to Sprague's nearly $118,000. She also has a $60,000 in outstanding loans. Wow, that's crazy. Donnie Dalton, how you doing? Dean Thompson's back on. Rick Ackerman, how you doing, Rick? Ray Maddock, Jason Hoskins, guys, thanks for joining us today. We do appreciate that. Some of this stuff they just need to limit. You know, here's how much you can spend. Once you spend it, you're done spending. There's just a lot of wasted money there in campaigns. Granted, they have to raise it. It's not taxpayer monies, but still, that's just way, in my opinion, that's way, way, way too much money. Okay. So let's see. I'm trying to figure out what this is about here. There's an article in the News Journal that says girls can play some baseball too. Did you ever watch the 1992 movie The League of Their Own? Many viewers, including me, learned about All-American Girls Professional Baseball League for the first time. The movie is loosely based on that league, and the female players, capable, dedicated, energetic women, played baseball, talented athletes full of vim and vigor. One player in particular stood out. She was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio. Cammie on First, a biography for young readers, is about baseball's Dorothy Dottie Kamenshak. Cammie is her nickname, given to her by the league. Read the book to find out the interesting story behind her nickname. The league started in 43 and ended in 54. In 1999, Sports Illustrated named Cammie as one of the 100 greatest female athletes of all time. The baseball players were expected to follow the rule like women, look like women, play like men, and they attended mandatory charm school. Our skills were as good as the men's, Cammie informed John B. Holloway, a baseball historian, for an article in Baseball Research. We just weren't strong enough to compete with them. Cammie was offered a contract to play on a men's team in Florida, but she declined. She surmised it was a publicity stunt to draw crowds. Dorothy, born in 25, died in 2010, and her sports life was exciting. The book's author is Michelle Houts, a writer from Ohio, and the publisher is Ohio University Press in Athens. Cammie is her fourth book for middle grade readers. House added a timeline glossary, notes, and bibliography, along with a myriad of nostalgic photographs of Cammie. In this interesting and inspiring 91-page narrative with 10 chapters, plenty of facts about the era are sprinkled throughout the pages. The straightforward, enthusiastic biography recounts the life story of Dorothy Kamenchek, the female baseball athlete whose achievements inspired the iconic movie A League of Their Own. Young readers, especially girls, will enjoy learning about a baseball heroine who wore a uniform dress during games. Boys will learn that girls play baseball too. Teachers relish introducing a student to an attention-grabbing nonfiction genre, and biographies give an account of a person's life and achievements. Cammie made a notable contribution in women's athletics. So you can go get that book. It's out now. Actually, it sounds kind of like a little bit of an interesting read. I'm looking for the actual title of it again here. Book's author is Michelle Houts. It's on Ohio University Press. I'm trying to see what the title was. You guys remember the title as I was reading it there? Because I'm not seeing it pop up right. It looks like Women Play Like Men. That's not it. Anyhow, there's no crying in baseball. That's right, Sarah Catherine. That's probably the greatest quote from that movie. There's no crying in baseball. So looks like an interesting book. Again, the author is Michelle Houts. And Cammie, that's the name of it. Cammie is her fourth book. So Michelle Houts is out by the Ohio University Press. There's Joe Davis. How you doing, Joe Davis? He is online with me this morning. And we also, like I said, we have a couple. And we've got Adam Olds, who is he is a lacrosse coach here at Wilmington High School. And then here in the next 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so, we should have Chuck Morris coming in from the high-tech redneck gun range over in New Vienna. And yes, we will ask him. We will ask him if he is related to Bill Mahanes or not. So let's see. Tell you lots of stuff flying by here on the sides. Let's see if we can find one of those down here. Updated. Wilmington Police Department seizes Optimum Eye Care records and glasses. Wilmington police officers executed a search warrant Tuesday that resulted in the seizing of business records, a computer server, and hundreds of pairs of glasses thought to belong to patients at Optimum Eye Care Incorporated in Rombach Ave. Authorities continue to investigate possible fraud. According to Police Chief Dwayne Wayan, the business of optometrist David T. Brown was shut down March 9th by the Ohio Department of Taxation for non-payment of state taxes. It has remained closed except for one day when one staff member was available to disseminate patients' records to them. We have been working with the Ohio Vision Professional Board and their investigators, said Wayne. Currently, it is our plan to work with an optometrist to issue out the glasses seized because they are prescription and we don't dispense, dispense prescriptions. Wayne told the News Journal Wednesday night that there is much interest expressed by patients of Optimum Eye Care in getting their medical records and or eyeglasses or contacts as soon as possible. Wilmington Police Department does not possess the medical records at this time. He said that the situation still has a lot of moving parts, but as absolutely soon as they are able to do so, they will set up a time, date, and location to get patient records released, and they will announce publicly how patients can get their records and their glasses or contacts. we appreciate everyone who has come forward, and we are continuing to speak with witnesses and insurance companies in the matter. Wayne added, when we are ready to release the eyewear seized, we will post an article in the Wilmington News Journal, and we will post information on the Wilmington Police Department's Facebook page. It's kind of a mess out there with the eye doctor. And, yeah, that was my eye doctor, and I tell you, I like Dr. Brown, so I don't know what happened. I don't know if he just got in over his head business-wise and didn't understand it or what.
I don't know. Was he? It was a tax situation, right?
Right. He wasn't paying the state sales tax.
Well, I went to a dentist here in Wilmington. It was over across from Domino's Pizza years ago, and it was the same situation. He got into a situation where I think his was more. He was one of these people that thought that they were sovereign citizens. They didn't have to answer to the federal government, and so he didn't pay taxes for a long time. Finally caught up with him.
Yeah, and Dr. Brown, from what I knew of him, was he didn't seem that bad. He wasn't. He seemed pretty like a straight and narrow guy. I think what happened here, I think the sale of this place was scheduled at a certain time, and McDonald moved it up. And I think it just caught him by surprise. I think he just got overwhelmed. I think, he wasn't ready for it yet, and he got it. And rather than following through and doing everything right, he kind of choked up here a little bit.
Yeah. So is Joe Davis still on, or is he out there?
There's 6 people on. Joe Davis might be one of them since he was the last one on there. We had an ice crew in here earlier, about 12:15 on there. And then it kind of went down a little bit.
They all left after the kids left. They're probably going to eat muffins. The little muffin eaters.
Yeah, they're cute kids, though.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give them that. You got to give up. You got to give it up for the kids. And you can't tell they're Mary Ann's, can you? Jiminy Christmas. They're spitting image, aren't they? So what's up? I mean, you got ball games today and tomorrow?
Tonight we've got lacrosse, and, of course, we're having Wilmington's head coach come in to talk to us. Tomorrow we are going to be doing a spring football game. The Hawking Hawks, we did 3 of their games last year. We're probably going to do all, not only home games, but away games for Hawking, and they go all over the country because we are building our own. Oh, there's Joe. He says, No, I'm not here. Be very, very quiet.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Joe. Okay. But anyway, Wise Cup missed you, Joe. He thought you were going to come out and do the baseball game with him yesterday. And Wilmington dropped 2 games last night. Wilmington dropped 3 games last night. They dropped 2 softball games. First one 10-0. It was a run rule, and then I think the second game was 7-2 in softball. And then in the baseball, they were tied going into the 10th inning, 5-5. And then Wittenberg broke it open in that game and beat him, 12-6.
So they lost all 3 games last night.
Yeah, the men lost a baseball game.
Who did Wilmington College girls play?
They played, they're out of Kentucky. Not Hebron. That was where one of the girls lived. I don't remember. It's on our website.
Okay.
And that is both the softball games are on our website today. They were last night. We didn't do the baseball game, but I did stay to watch the final inning. But Joe had volleyball.
Volleyball tonight, volleyball all day tomorrow. He's the volleyball official.
He is.
Plus a basketball official, a retired basketball official. He tells us, but then
he does it occasionally. Yeah, and we were supposed to have a baseball game, a doubleheader on Sunday at the college, but that was canceled. So I've got actually Sunday off. But then Monday we're probably going to finish up with a lacrosse match with Xenia, Wilmington High School. And then that finishes all our baseball, softball schedule, and then and lacrosse. And then we are going to cap the sports year off, at least this year.
Spring sports.
Spring sports, yeah, because we might be doing a professional team as far as football. But spring sports will be finished with the SBAAC National and American tournaments. Tuesday will be the National, which is the big school division, and then Wednesday will be the American, which is the small school division.
Okay.
So that'll all occur on
Wilmington High School.
Yeah, Wilmington High School is hosting the event. Wilmington has by far the best tennis courts of any of the schools in that league. They have 10 courts. There aren't many high schools that have
Is that
10
how many
tennis
they
courts.
have?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So and they're virtually brand new. They put them in a few years back, but they're great courts.
You said something about Wilmington's going to build a track now. Is that really
yeah,
right?
Wilmington. The word is that finally the Wilmington High School track team will not have to do all their track events away as they have for the last 3-4 years because of the new turf at the high school football field.
Wasn't enough room for it.
Right, there wasn't enough room. Well, and also they were having to enlarge the turf for lacrosse.
Right.
Lacrosse takes up actually
A little
more
bit more, yeah.
more width than a conventional football field. So in order to accommodate that, the track was reduced from 8 lanes to 4. So they will be building a new 8-lane track where the baseball diamond and the softball diamond is, and there's also
Is that
a
Rick
football
Phillips
field.
track? I mean, that's
I think we're going to call it
that's
the
been-
Joe Davis Memorial Track.
that's
And
been
Joe
kinda
Davis
running
said,
joke.
yeah, Joe Davis said that, the only problem with being a memorial track is that Joe would have to go bye-bye in order to. So
That's
I think
true.
that's why he's moving to South Carolina, because we can remember him with the track. That
Joe,
that he
before
leaves
you
the
go
place.
bye-bye, make sure you got some life insurance. Come see me. Well, that was funny. You walked right into that. Greg Myers, how you doing, Greg? Thanks for joining us today. So
Can Joe get insurance for like $5
probably be just a little more.
little
for Joe,
higher than that for Joe?
because it's actually on physical age, not mental age.
Oh,
Now, if it's
okay.
on mental age,
Yeah.
he'd be right
He
in.
could probably get it for $3.
He'd be right in. Yeah, he'd probably be $350. We could hook a brother up then at that point, but unfortunately, it's physical age.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Joe's he's getting up there in age.
Yep, he is. He is. Poor Joe. Picking on Joe.
Yeah.
So Joe might be moving on. So what? South Carolina.
Well, he has a daughter and some grandkids in South
Plus the
Carolina.
ex-wife's down there. That's why he's really going.
I think he's following the ex-wife.
Yeah,
That's
I
it.
think so,
Yeah.
too. Stalker.
Actually, I don't think the ex-wife's down there, but
Yeah, she is.
is she?
Yeah.
She moved down there.
she
You
moved
know
down
more
there,
about
too.
that than I do.
Yep. She moved down. Well, that's what he said.
That's what Joe said?
Yeah, that's what Joe said.
Oh, well, he didn't say that today.
No, he didn't say it today.
Joe,
He
is
said
your
that-
ex-wife down with your daughter in South
Yes.
Carolina now?
Just put yes. Joe.
And does she work for Kohl's by
But-
chance?
But Joe's going to work for Kohl's down there.
Well, Joe works for Kohl's, and he had to actually get transferred to Kohl's to work down there. And
Right.
so, if his transfer comes through, then he's going to relocate.
Well, I'm sure if that part of the world's like here, you can get a job. That's not going to be a big deal.
Well, that's true. But Joe, he's such
He
an
likes
important.
Kohl's.
He likes their clothes. He likes their groceries. He's just a Kohl's kind of guy.
He likes playing Santa Claus there.
He does that
Chuck
occasionally too.
Canette, how you doing? Chuck is the best pizza delivery driver here in Wilmington, Ohio.
At Generations
Yep,
Pizza.
Generations
right?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, good
It's not going to
guy.
be long before you start your car shows there. What May the
5:30. I had like 5 people call me yesterday. We having a cruise in tonight? We having a cruise in tonight? I said no.
Well, we're waiting for Wilmington College to.
Right, exactly.
He work. Sarah Catherine wants to know where Joe works.
He works down at South Lebanon.
Oh no! Wait a minute. Wilmington College said you cannot talk about my ex for divorce. Joe, you're the one that got me in trouble. I am the only person that gets called to the principal's office because of what these guys say on our
Well, because
broadcast.
what I said.
Oh no, you get there too.
I might have done this to him.
But anyway, Sarah
Leave him
Catherine,
in.
he works at the Kohl's in Lebanon.
Chuck.
Actually, it's South Lebanon. It's on the other side.
In,
Come on in
Chuck.
and have a
Come
seat.
on in, have a seat. Come on over here and we'll get you a mic. We got Chuck Morris in the house. And
He's going to show us some moves.
Chuck, we have to ask you the all-important first question. now.
We have to know this.
Now, Chuck.
Charlie, we don't have to see your
that's
mug
fine.
as much.
Get Chuck on there.
Chuck,
There you
scoot
go.
over here. Come on over. So
Chuck,
Sarah Catherine's going to go get some. What is
Kohl's?
A Kohl's card or whatever. What is
Yeah,
Joe?
go get you a Kohl's
Joe
credit
signs them
card.
up. Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Davis
whatever.
has. You know Joe Davis by chance,
How are
Chuck?
you?
No.
How are you?
This is Rick
Pleasure to meet you.
Phillips. This is Rick Phillips. Joe Davis used to be from New Vienna. I didn't know if you knew Joe or not.
Oh, she thought that Joe looked familiar from the picture, I guess. That.
Oh, yeah. Joe, yeah.
Well, you probably saw him on the wall at the post office.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Well, he does work. Yeah, at Coles in South Lebanon is where he works. Yeah, and he is a cashier, so he probably did ring you up.
He probably tried to sell her something, right? He doesn't just ring him up. You got to. What's he sell? He sells
credit cards.
Credit cards. That's right. Yeah, get a Kohl's credit card. I got a Kohl's credit card. Oh, she already has a card. So, well, sorry, Joe.
There you go.
Sorry,
We tried, Joe. We tried to help you. Ruby Henderson's on. You know Ruby, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Ruby's.
I used to bale hay for her.
Let me see if you got your mic on here. You got your
it's
mic.
on.
See on?
It's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chuck Morris is the head of owner of High Tech.
Oh, you don't know any of that?
No, that's Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's the wrong Chuck.
But you don't want to mess with this one.
Different form of lethal.
I guess
you don't want to mess with him either.
Yeah, well, the only thing I would say, if you know this guy, he likes to wave loaded guns around.
It was not
pointing at
loaded.
people.
It was
You
not
don't want to
loaded.
be between him and, we're going to
I
take
just
his
bought a
man
gun.
card away.
So I may want to talk to you and see what it costs and all that, because I may want to come over but I don't know. Do you do any like little training for people to come over like me that don't? I can spell gun.
Just get him a decent kit to clean his gun, because what he brought.
That's what the guy
I
wants.
used to do basic handgun training,
Yeah.
but it was just as costly as, quite frankly, concealed carry.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because Ohio concealed carry, one of the requirements are that you have a basic understanding of
Right.
handguns and handgun safety.
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't do that anymore. I encourage people who want training, even if you don't choose to go ahead and get your concealed carry permit, that you do the training, because you learn about not only firearms safety, but we also do an hour block of Ohio law.
Okay.
And, to me, I mean, I can teach anybody to shoot, but the important part of our classes, I feel, especially as a licensee, is that you really need to know Ohio law.
Yeah, that's
because
important.
you're, as a concealed carry licensee,
Especially when you have a police officer walking up to your car. Right?
Exactly. We do scenarios during the
Right.
Ohio law block about law enforcement encounters.
Well, you know Matt Moore, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Matt. I work with Matt out in Modern Woman. He took your concealed
he
carry
did.
class,
He
him
sure
and his
did.
wife.
So Joe Davis is asking how long you've lived in New Vienna.
Excluding military service, all my life.
So what did he say? He
I knew Eject Morris when he was young.
I think he must have misspelled.
Eric Eject. What are you
Eject.
talking about?
Come on, Joe.
Who was your dad?
My dad is Charles Sr. They call him D.D.
D.D. Morris?
And my mom is Sue.
Joe, you're probably confusing him with Bill Mahanes.
Now, yeah, that's the question, though. Are you related to Bill Mahanes?
I don't think so. I mean, he went to school with my younger brothers, I think.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mike.
so
right?
no relation.
Mike,
No,
my
that's
brother
good.
Mike, and probably my brother Greg. Right.
Yeah, Greg, because they weren't much different in age, were they?
No, Just
Yes.
a couple years.
Mike and I were in the same. I don't know if Mike was in my class or if he was a year older.
So a couple years they were twins then, right?
No, they weren't twins. No, they weren't twins. This is funny, though. Do you know Jerry Keplinger?
Yes.
Jerry Keplinger makes a statement on here. When my daughter played volleyball at East Clinton, she said Joe was the only official for which they had to have someone to watch his seeing eye dog and have a place to hang his cane.
It sounds like Joe.
Sonny Hargrave, how you doing? So Joe, where's your place located? Talk to us about High Tech Redneck here a little bit.
Well, High Tech Rednecks, we started out as computer repair, and we still
Okay.
do that today. We do Windows-based computer repair. We build units. We sell units.
okay.
But then I've always had a fondness for the shooting sports,
Mm-hmm.
and so at 40 years old, I had a life-changing event and decided, because I was a registered nurse. Well, I still am a registered nurse, but I was an emergency room nurse for
Oh, really?
the better part of 30 years.
Dang, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so if you shoot yourself, I can.
Okay.
Take
Notice
care
he
of
said
that
that
for
to
you.
me. Did you notice that? I'm like, what?
Sarah
But-
Catherine, she was in class with a Kristen Morris.
Kristen
that's
Morris?
my niece.
That's your
Okay,
niece?
so that's your
Okay.
niece. Well, there you
Right.
go.
We have a
A large family, right? Well,
And you're not
Mahanes is the
related to
same
Bill
way.
Mahanes?
I was going to say, yeah, Mahanes is large.
He has,
Or, I mean,
he has a lot of relatives though.
yes, he
Yeah.
does.
We call him Adam.
That well goes deep. Adam.
And that's our kind of long running joke. Anybody that comes on the show,
Got to ask him.
it's like this.
Yeah.
We got a guy coming on here a little bit later talking about lacrosse, and that'll be one of the first questions we ask him. Are you related to Bill Mahanes?
He won't have a clue because he
No,
doesn't
but
watch the show.
I went to school with, I think everybody in New Vienna went to school with the Mahanes at one time.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them in there.
Right.
So now, where are you located though at?
We're on the outskirts of New Vienna. Actually, we're crossing Highland County.
Okay.
Okay, so like if I'm going there, okay,
Sort of like what down Mad River
go out
Road. or-
28, like heading toward Blanchester that way.
No.
No.
If you go 73 south,
Okay.
outside of New Vienna into Highland County,
like towards
past,
Hillsboro.
past the Hutamaki plant, there's a road to the left called Buckeye Road.
Buckeye Road.
Left on Buckeye Road, and that intersects with the street that I'm on. It's actually South Second Street.
So is it still? It's not in the village in New Vienna.
No,
though.
but I can look out my front door and see the village incorporation limit and the county sign.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I was able to. I would have never Clinton County code for doing something like that. It's just too
Tough. Yeah. So Joe Davis claims he knew you.
He knows Chuck. I knew D.G. Morris. My brother Dick used to go over to.
I know. Dick
Chuck.
was at my house all the time when I was growing up. Yeah, I know Dick. He's a bit older than me, but yeah, I knew Dick. He was friends with.
What's he talking about? DD 33's house and play cards all the time.
Can we say that on the radio?
No, what? Who's DD 33?
DD would be my dad. I don't know what the 33 is all about.
All right.
You know what? He probably just can't spell. Is he next
Well,
to the 3?
Joe said something about-
He is next to the 3. That's what he put. He said DD Morris. Dang it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe's old.
Chuck, can you imagine Jerica saying something like that about Joe? Laugh out loud.
Yes, I can. She was friends with my daughter when they were friends growing up.
Okay. Well, Jerry, he's a hoot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he is. He comes in for Old Man Wednesday show.
Oh man,
Yeah, Old Man Wednesday.
that sounds more like my speed. Actually.
Wait, you're invited. Anytime you want to come in, Old Man Wednesday.
You got all the qualifications already.
Yeah. Now, so we go out there, we turn left on Buckeye Road, and we turn right on.
Turn left again.
turn left
Yeah,
on
two
Seconds.
lefts off of 73 South.
Okay.
And you'll see I have a parking lot with a big sign, and there's a sign across the street. I have ancillary parking across the street. We've been there. We're like the best kept secret in 4 counties, honestly. 'Cause
Yeah.
There are still people in New Vienna that don't realize there's a shooting range there, which is probably a good thing. That
Do you always? You also fix computers in
we
this
do
location?
computer-
So the same thing.
Windows based. I don't
Right.
do
No
anything
Mac.
with
Right.
no.
Okay. All right.
Oh, Joe says he is talking and it's typing, so
Well,
that's
that
the problem.
figures. He's probably driving too.
Probably.
Yeah.
But we're a membership-based organization. Membership is easy. We don't allow new shooters because we're in a,
I'm already out. I can't get in then.
Good.
Well, I
good
mean,
move.
if you take our concealed carry course, membership is included with that. Membership
Oh.
is really easy. I mean, you have to have some basic pistol experience. Just because we're located in a suburban area.
Right. But
my
this
in-
is
my
indoor,
insurance-
isn't it?
Huh?
This is an
Yeah,
indoor
it's
range,
indoor
isn't it?
with,
Okay.
mechanical target retrieval and air filtration, just like the big city.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So
So how many, like, I've not been, is there like lanes for shooting?
yeah,
or-
Yeah.
there are
You s-
six
like you see
separate-
on television, you stand down there and you.
There are 6 separate lanes. And,
Okay.
we have
It's like bowling.
we have a handicap access facility.
Oh, wow.
That's
Okay.
good.
I have one wheelchair bound customer
Yeah.
that he's been there. He doesn't like the wheelchair lane though, so he shoots in a regular lane.
So what's it cost then? Like if somebody wanted to come
Initial
in and be a-
membership is $10, and
Oh,
that's
that's not
good. That's
bad.
good for a lifetime as long as you keep your membership 6 months current. And what that means is you just have to come once every 6 months. keep your membership up.
Okay.
And then lane rental is $8 a half hour for a lane and $1 for target.
So most of the time, most people when they come in, probably only shoot for a half hour,
Or an hour.
Yeah. So it's not that bad. And then now do they bring in their own ammo, or do you have certain ammo you have to shoot in there?
You can bring in your own ammo and targets as long as they're compliant with range rules and regulations. You know, like everything else in society, you know, I'm ruled by insurance.
Yeah.
Right.
So they dictate, you know, because of my bullet trap structure, you know, you have to have a particular kind. You know, it can be any commercial.
But
ammo.
you sell them too.
I sell ammunition, and it's usually about Walmart prices or
Okay.
even
So,
cheaper.
yeah, all right. Well, that's
So
good.
if somebody was worried about that, you've got it available there.
I've got ammunition for most calibers, 22 through 45.
Yeah.
You have to use, and we're geared towards personal defense.
Right.
You know, that was the basic platform of my business.
So
model.
mainly handguns then.
All handguns.
All
Yeah,
handguns.
there are
No
no rifles.
Don't allow carbines or machine pistols.
No AR. What is it?
no
AR?
long-
What are those
no
called?
dangerous black
AR-15s?
guns,
No danger. Yeah, those black ones are really dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, you can come in and you can shoot regular ammo or your personal defense ammo.
Okay.
Our bullet trap is made out of ballistic steel, so I mean,
Is there like a cheaper ammo that you can shoot just while you're in the range that's not?
yeah, I mean,
Like, you know,
well, you know, there was an ammo glut and shortage for a while, but most calibers have come back.
So,
Okay.
was that when the government was buying a bunch of ammo?
Well, that was the conventional wisdom, but that's not exactly what happened. You know, it was due to overregulation. You know, we have a lot of lead ore in the United States,
Right.
but the problem is that lead ore has to be smelted and the lead removed from the impurities. And the last smelter we had in the United States closed due to over-regulation by the EPA. So we mine
kind
the
of on
ore, then we
purpose.
send the ore to another country that's going to smelt it out and contaminate the atmosphere anyway.
Right. So then it comes back.
And
Yeah.
then it comes back. So,
that makes sense.
Oh yeah, of course.
but the exportation of lead was what caused the glut. The exportation of lead was relaxed, and China bought a lot of our lead. Lead is the
Okay.
most reclaimed mineral on the planet.
Okay.
And China came in and bought a bunch, and the main supplier of lead to the industry is Exide Battery Company. They supply a majority of the lead to ammunition manufacturers. And when that lead dried up for Exxon and they didn't have enough lead to make batteries, then, you know, it rolls downhill.
Right. So now, do you reclaim the lead from the?
Yeah,
from,
I'm required to
and-
by the EPA because lead is a birth-to-grave mineral, what they call birth-to-grave. So when I sell my lead, it has to be to a certified reclaimer, and I have to have a bill of sale. And,
Wow.
A lot of regulation.
Now,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
let me. I know you teach concealed carry, so this might
Yeah,
be.
I'm a certified NRA instructor.
Now, is it really? 'Cause I've had some friends take the class, and they have mixed reactions. They're really glad they've taken the class, but then again, they almost feel like maybe they might be more liable now that they have the
As a
concealed
concealed
carry.
carry licensee, you know, I mean, there's a term called affirmative defense, and what that means is, you know, normally as an unarmed citizen, you are innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But as a licensee, you're held to a higher standard, as well you should be. You're carrying lethal ordnance with
Right.
me and my grandchildren in Walmart,
Right.
you know. So
But now isn't there some legislation that is now being proposed that would relax that that standard would not, where basically what we're saying is, you know, in most cases you're innocent until proven guilty, but in the case of concealed carry, there's a higher standard and you almost have to prove your
right,
your.
you're guilty until proven
But in
innocent.
Ohio, isn't
Yeah.
there a bill or something that
No,
I thought there was?
It got passed in the House, the Ohio House, sent it to the Senate, but it was too soon after, you know, with the Zimmerman case in Florida, you know, who didn't even use the stand your ground defense, and there
Right.
was such a negative connotation with that after it occurred that the Senate said, you know, this will,
So it died in the
everything's
Senate.
ruled by election.
Right.
So, they were going, it's too soon for this, our citizens will not like it. And I'll actually stand your ground. People have a misconception about that. Stand your ground, all it does is that says that you have the right to self-protect in a public setting. Number two is that you don't have a duty to retreat.
Right.
See, right now in Ohio, in a public setting outside of your home and your in your vehicle, you have the duty
Basically to run, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what stand your ground does, it removes that liability. And it also, self-defense in the public setting today, you're still liable for civil liabilities.
Now, Kevin Watson has a question on there for you. What's the biggest caliber you're allowed to use a handgun?
In the range?
I'm assuming
In
he's
the
saying the
range,
range.
it's a-
45.
45, and that's long Colt or automatic. We don't allow Magnum firearms because we have sound deadening insulation in the bullet.
Right.
And sound dissipates by, the waves moving out and moving out. Well, if there's no place for the waves to go, then it gets really, even a 22 is loud in the range. You have to have special,
yeah.
you have to have special, it has to be NRR 30 or above.
Now, do you sell like hearing,
We
like,
sell most accessories that you need to use on the range. Yes.
so what does something like that cost? Because don't people like wear those headphone things or not? Or they just put the
$20
little-
or less.
Yeah.
They put the little things in, just the little ear plugs, or
Yeah, because most of those are rated over 30. But if you don't put the little foamies in right, there's a proper way to insert those. And if you don't use them correctly, then
not doing you much good.
no. And in my range, if you don't use proper hearing protection, it can lead to auditory nerve damage.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one. Yeah, I just my background. I shot a gun when I was a little kid. My dad, or not my dad, my uncle, gave me a freaking shotgun. I was 8 years old, and and I didn't know the kick. And I tell you what, my freaking shoulder still hurts when I think about it.
I've seen so many videos, and that's one of the most dangerous practices that I've seen. Is boyfriends will give their girlfriends like a 50 Casull round or something to shoot, and they're and you see it coming back and busting her in the nose. And
Right.
everybody's laughing in the background, but there's actually there was a video I saw where a boyfriend did that to his girlfriend, and when she shot, it recoiled back, and when it recoiled back, she squeezed the trigger again, and it killed her.
Oh,
Wow.
geez, that's
So
scary.
I mean, it's all fun and games until somebody
Yeah.
loses their life.
Right.
Well, now recently, I've shot several pistols and shot an AR, and I was okay. What got me more than anything was just the sound. Man, I couldn't get over how loud it is,
Well,
and it's bad. isn't it?
you're talking about anywhere from sonic to hypersonic speeds. And
Yeah.
that's a lot of gas that makes a lot of noise.
Right.
Oh, it does. Well, and 22, my uncle did let me shoot 22s later on that same day, and I was like okay with that. But it took me a while to shoot those because I was afraid it was going to kick again, and it didn't.
Yeah, see, that's I tell the ladies in my class, I say, girls, never let your husband buy you a firearm.
Yeah.
Wait and take the course. Just because it's pink doesn't mean that
Right.
that's going to be the appropriate firearm for you.
Right.
Because on occasion, I've seen, I've had ladies that actually had to transfer their firearms, sell it and get something that they actually.
Like, yeah.
Because if you're not comfortable with your firearm, then you're not going to practice with it. And if you don't practice with it, you're not going to become proficient.
Well, see, I need
Right.
that's what I
And
need
then when
to
you
do.
need it, you're not going to know how
Right,
to use
you
it.
might as well
Right.
have a rock.
I need
That's
to
right.
get more comfortable with it because I bought a 9mm, and it's a Taurus, and I like it. It's a nice.
My
one.
first semi-automatic carry was a Taurus 709 Slim because that's what I could afford.
Yeah.
But firearms are like anything else in life. Most of the time, you get what you pay for.
So Taurus is it a decent gun? or-
Yeah, I wore mine out though. I
Yeah.
mean, because we do more than just concealed carry. We do holster draw classes for people who have their concealed carry.
Yeah.
Where we have, and you have to use special ammo for that course. You have to use frangible, which disintegrates on contact, rather than a ricochet cliche.
Something that would hurt somebody.
Right. So
yeah.
it's actual holster draw with magazine changes. We have a shoot around wall that we use. We do low light shooting conditions.
Oh, wow.
Hostage scenario, that kind of thing.
Be neat. Just go over and check it out. I'll have to go over and check it out. So what's your
I like it.
hours? What's your hours over there?
We're there Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Right now, we're closed every Saturday doing concealed carry classes.
Oh, okay.
Because those of
Now, what do you give for your concealed carry classes?
for a single participant, it's $100.
$100.
And that includes range membership. It includes targets for the day. It includes all class materials.
Okay.
We supply range gear for the day as well.
Now, how long does that class last?
It's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
And then
The first 5 hours, the first part, the whole morning is nothing but basic handgun information, and then we take a lunch break. You come back and you do a 50 question test.
Okay.
And we cover every question. It's not like a simple test, but I mean, we provide you with the information, and you have to have an 80 or above to pass, and we've never had anybody fail.
Okay.
The most important part for me is and then after lunch we do an hour block of Ohio law, and then range orientation training, and then Ohio dictates that you have to have 2 hours of active participation on the range, and we are very due diligent about making sure that we meet Ohio law, because I've just heard, I've had people come to me and say, look, I only fired 15 rounds when I qualified. So, even if you don't come to High Tech Rednecks for training, I want you to look at your instructor. I want you to get reviews about your instructor.
Yeah.
Because if an instructor's credentials ever come into question and Ohio pulls his teaching creds, then every student that he's taught, their concealed carry training comes into
take a look at it. Yeah.
Question at
Yeah.
that
there
point.
was a guy in Columbus that handed out a bunch of training certificates to 2 of his friends who weren't qualified to teach.
Oh, no.
And every one of those training certs that they issued were either revoked or reviewed.
Wow.
Wow, that's not good.
So like
That's
I
not
said,
good.
I don't care where you do your training. Just make sure your trainer is a good fellow that knows his stuff. That he's certified to teach. Not, and there are more training officers out there besides what the NRA provides. But to me, the NRA's, that's top of the line.
Right.
Now, what's your hours again?
Thursday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
11 a.m. to 6 p.m. 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Right. Generally, if we don't have an active shooter on the line at 5:30, we'll close.
Close, sure. Makes sense. Can you make it? Yeah, here, just scoot over here. Just get in Rick's chair there for a few minutes.
Well, I didn't want to bump him.
Nah, that's all right. He's going to go out and see our other guests. We got another guest that's going to pop on here in a few minutes.
All righty.
Let me get that turned around. Maybe we can. There we go. So you're 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and High Tech Redneck, and you teach the classes. Now, if somebody wants to get in touch with you over there, you're obviously on Facebook.
Right. We have a website as well. It's hightechrednecksonline.com. You can all you have to do is Google High Tech Rednecks.
Should I bring some of my cards over there, since I sell life insurance for people who don't shoot real well? That's funny. Come on, that was funny. You didn't think that was funny? I mean,
there's never been an incident, knock on fake wood, at High Tech Rednecks. We've never had an issue with any injury due to firearms.
Okay.
But yeah, you're welcome to bring some cards over.
Okay, am I okay? No, I didn't mean them shooting there. I just meant that you'd see how bad they shoot. You go, you might need one of these.
Cards, yeah.
That's what I meant.
No.
That would be fun. Now, how many do you get? Do you get a lot of people in, or do you? I mean, is it?
We have. Well,
do you have to set appointments, or can you just show up?
All you do, and I encourage people to look at the website or the Facebook page before you make it over that way. If you know we're doing, if we're doing special training that day.
Right.
But if you check our Facebook or our web page, you'll know, that we're open for regular membership that day. And new members, we welcome you at any time during the day. We prefer you come before the last hour of the business
Sure.
day, because
You probably
membership,
do a little
membership,
orientation for
right?
them.
And you have to qualify. You know, you have to shoot 5 rounds center mass force to prove proficiency. So,
You're killing me here. You realize that if I'd want to come over.
but our classes are our classes are $100 per person, and like I said, that includes membership. Right now, we have a special. We have discounts for husband and wife, groups of 3 or more. We
Okay.
do group rates, and classes of 6 or more. We'll do private classes.
Okay. But most of those are on Saturday, or do you leave like Mondays and Tuesdays open? for that?
Saturdays and Sundays. If you want a private class, if you want to do a private class on one of our closed days or one of our open days, we'll do that. I mean, if you want to come in on a Monday to do a private class,
That'd be the best time, and you're not losing any other business through the week.
right.
Monday or Tuesday to do that, or Wednesday. So now, is your computer store right there also?
Right. It's in. We actually are. Our storefront is the front room is the classroom, computer repair area, and then we have the gun room where people go to sign in for the ring.
Okay, now is it the same hours, or is it different hours? Your computer,
It's the whole business. It's
the same
Thursday,
hours?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to make appointments for our days off, to
Okay.
drop off computers and have them repaired, we can do that as well.
And a lot of people, you probably get a lot of business, I'd say, because a lot of people aren't real computer literate, are they?
Well, yeah, actually, there are months that the computer repairs covers the overhead.
No, I bet.
It all depends on the time of the year, and if there's been a break in,
Right.
It all depends what drives people to our business.
Do you ever have any businesses come over there, like a little outing? Like
No, but we've had groups,
Yeah.
coworkers that come over, but never officially.
I was wondering.
We did have interest from a Chinese, or not Chinese, but a Japanese plant.
Hudamaki over there?
No, Hudamaki. That's I'm not sure who it is. It's changed hands so many times
Oh,
now
okay.
I can't keep track. But it was one of like the plants in Blanchester or somewhere that's owned by the Japanese. But
Okay.
you have to be able to read and understand English. And
Makes sense.
They did not.
Mike Worthington, how you doing? Brian Floyd, he's been on there with us. Now you see that little number up there. That's just 2 of my friends are watching, but this is public, so there could be a lot more than that. So don't.
Well, I'm hoping that my range members and my
Well, you can share the show. Like if you got your cell phone where you can, or you get home on Facebook today, just go to this will be on my Facebook page, and you can share it over to your page. Yeah.
okay.
And you're actually also on YouTube today. So we got several. You're on radio right now with WZAA out of Jeffersonville. You're online. We're on the Facebook Live, and we also are on YouTube.
Cool.
So, when you just hopefully this maybe help you out a little bit, and maybe you'll make an exception if I come over. No, I'll pay everything. I'm just saying, I'm no, you don't have to feed. I'm probably. I want to learn more. We'll put it that way.
The best thing to do
Take the class.
is just take the class.
I
That's
know.
my advice, because like I said, even if you decide that concealed carry, because I carry from daylight to dark. Once
Yeah.
I leave my home,
Do you open carry or conceal carry?
I'm a lay in wait ambush kind of guy.
Well, because open, you can anybody can open carry.
Ohio,
You got a gun, you can open carry. I mean, I could carry mine all the
If
time.
you're allowed to own a firearm, then you can open carry in Ohio, but it has to be visible from 3 different angles.
Yeah. Well, you can
And-
put it on your belt or whatever.
Right, exactly. But the moment, the downside of open carry is once you get into your vehicle with that firearm, it has to be
Separated. Right?
yeah. You have to disarm. You have the ammunition and the handgun has to be separated by a lock.
Charles Jacobs. Charlie, are you coming to Chillicothe today to pick up your furniture that you bought? I bought that. I got it yesterday. I got it last night, Charles Jacobs. I'm like, I didn't buy anything else, did I? I'm looking at that and going, I picked it up last night. I'm good. I picked it up last night. I got a great deal on eBay.
That's all I heard earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a great deal on eBay.
Yeah,
I probably just the stuff I kept, the desk, the 4 filing cabinets, and this bookcase. If you went to buy them retail, it'd been probably $800 or $900 at least.
We have an eBay store too.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we sell information system.
Can't sell guns though, can you?
Not on eBay. we are an FFL. We do a large part of our business is. Correct. Yeah, you can't sell firearms, ammunition on eBay.
You can sell. You can't sell ammunition.
You can sell a kidney, but you can't sell ammunition.
You can't sell ammunition.
No. No.
What about like holsters and stuff like that?
You can sell that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But we mostly sell computer components and information system stuff.
Okay. On Etsy. I don't know much about Etsy, so.
Yeah, I don't.
Yep. Yeah, I'm good, Charles Jacobs. I picked it up last night. You had me worried, though. I'm like, man, did I buy something else I didn't know about? I've heard of people doing that. Like they'll be, falling asleep and they got eBay out and hit the buy thing.
I would not show up for an eBay transaction without a handgun.
Really?
Not out in the public. No.
Well, I did last night because but I had a crew with me. I had three other guys with me.
Well, you heard about that guy in Southern Ohio that was luring people down there and actually killed a couple people.
Well, that was Craigslist, wasn't it? The Craigslist killer?
Yeah, Craigslist, yeah.
See, eBay's okay. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Anytime I have to go meet somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Yeah, I never even thought about it. So, well, Chuck, I tell you what, I appreciate you coming in a little early so I could get my other guests in here too today.
No problem.
And you're welcome back. Or I tell you, sometimes we'll do, like Facebook Lives or stuff like that from your business. If you ever want that, let me know.
We could do that. I just want to make sure that people know, that we're there. And we're all about teaching, and we're all about safety. People like coming to our range because we run a very safe range.
If you see somebody doing something wrong on your range, like maybe they're holding a gun or like cupping or something, do you get on them?
Yeah.
You tell them, hey, that's not the way you do it. Here's the way you do it.
Safe muzzle direction is the big one.
Yeah. Point it down.
I've torn up 2 range cards in 6 years, and one was a person who had a negligent discharge into my ceiling, and the other one was somebody tried to sneak Russian ammunition in a Winchester box, and I tore up their
Russian ammunition. Really?
Yeah.
Why would you even do that? I mean,
what's
the purpose behind that?
Russian ammo. A lot of Russian ammo is what they call bimetal. So instead of a lead bullet with a copper jacket, it's a lead bullet with a steel jacket. So a steel bullet not only increases the barrel wear of your firearm, but it's also a ricochet hazard when it hits the backstop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, so brass is the way to go there, right? Or am I wrong on that?
The bullet itself needs to be like lead and with a copper jacket.
Copper, okay, it's copper. Because you can buy steel, right? Also, like at Walmart. Or am I thinking something? Yeah, the case. Is it brass or steel casing? Is that what it is?
Ammo, but it's all about the bullet because the case stays up range.
Right.
So when we try to recycle, we recycle the nickel and the brass, but the steel right now we're not recycling that stuff. But yeah, you can use steel case. It's just that I'm kind of particular about the bullet that you use.
Okay.
So as long as you can hold a magnet over it and it doesn't stick to the magnet, then it's okay to shoot at the range.
Okay. Well, I mean, like what I bought at Walmart, so it's probably okay.
Yeah, Walmart does sell some Russian stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine was an American brand. I can't think of the name of it right now. I don't think it might have been Remington. Yeah, is that right? Ammunition, Remington?
Yeah, Remington, Winchester, Federal are the big 3.
Yeah, it's either Remington or Winchester. I think so.
So as long and there are some Russian subsidiary companies that like I don't know, Slovenia or somewhere.
Really?
And I do allow that, but it's because they, they use the lead with the
It
top
still
of that.
fits the
Exactly.
protocol what you want. So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, and we'll try to get over there. And give me that address one more time.
According to Google, it's 385 South 2nd Street.
385 South 2nd Street
Right.
in New Vienna.
Mm-hmm.
And his hours are 11 a.m. to 6, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday is really cool. Saturdays, most of the time, you're closed because you have
Concealed
classes
carry
going
training,
on.
Right.
And
But
you
there are
always,
some Saturdays where we don't have
some
classes.
Saturdays also.
The best thing to do is check the website or the Facebook page, and I always post it there.
All right. Well, thanks a lot for coming in, and
All right.
we'll have to have you on in the future,
Thanks for having
too.
me. Well, you can come out and do a remote, and
Well, you know what? We might do an Old Man Wednesday from out there.
there you go.
You know, maybe we could do that if you wouldn't care. You know, come out and maybe we could shoot some too while we're out there. I don't know.
We can do that.
You can show us how bad we are. Tell us how bad we are. So, but I did shoot a shotgun the other day at 20 yards. I did hit the target. So that's good for me.
Well, I use a shotgun for home defense. I don't use a pistol.
Really?
Yeah, I have a 12-gauge riot gun that I have beside my bed.
I've heard that more because it spreads. You don't have to be real.
We actually did start to do instructional videos that we post on our Facebook page.
Okay.
And the first one we did was shotgun versus handgun.
Yeah.
For home defense, right?
And shotgun's probably better.
I like it because it's rather than an aim and shoot, it's a point and shoot. Yeah. And plus, 11 pellets a double-aught buck are a lot more proficient than 1 round from a 9mm.
Yeah, that's probably true.
There are several reasons, and if people are interested, they can go to my Facebook page
So check
and
that
watch
out.
the video.
And that's the High Tech Redneck Facebook page.
Right. And again, you can search that on Facebook, and it'll come up.
All right. Well, thanks
All
a lot for coming in.
Thanks again for having me.
No problem. Anytime.
Come.
And I'll be in touch with you since
So
we're
I
Facebook friends now.
I came and saw you. So
I will.
now you
Oh,
need
I
come.
want to. Yeah.
That's how it works.
As long as you let me in.
I probably will.
Okay.
He had to think about
I know. Well, I was honest. I'm not real, I'm new. I'm a newbie. I'll be honest with you. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Chuck, for coming in. Now, we have our other guest out there. Is he?
He had to
There he is.
think
Come on
of
in.
whether or not he was going to.
Think about where he's coming in or not? Yeah.
He had to think of whether or not he was going to. He warmed up my seat. My
Yep,
seat's
there
all
you go.
nice and warm.
Scoot
I
on
like
over
that.
here. We'll see if we can get you in the picture here with us.
Hey, he's all dapper. Look at this.
Come on over. There you go. Marianne will be
I'll
behind
scoot
us.
back.
There we go.
You can scoot on over.
Yeah,
here.
he's in.
He's all nice and. look
He's
at
in.
that.
Now, is your name Adam Olds? Is that right? Schultz.
Wilmington Hurricanes. Ooh,
he
so
told
I'm
me Olds.
guessing
Sorry.
you work with the high school.
Yes, I am working. I am an intervention specialist,
Ooh.
and I coach the head coach of the lacrosse team.
Nice.
No, he doesn't have a mic yet. Let's get you one here.
An intervention specialist. Okay,
There you
you're
go.
going to have to help me out here. So, what does an
Uh,
intervention specialist?
I co-teach with a general education teacher for students with exceptionalities. So I'm primarily in geometry and applications of algebra and geometry.
How many years have you taught?
This is my 5th full year at Wilmington High School.
Okay, well, how many have you taught overall?
6 years. This will
Okay.
be my 6th year.
You're kind of blowing my mind here.
I taught 31.
Okay.
So,
Great.
so just to let you know where I'm coming from. with
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, we're not talking. Marianne, get with it here. We're talking lacrosse, okay? So, Marianne, lacrosse is. I tell you what, this is
wait,
perfect.
those two do not
wait.
go together.
This is perfect because the first question I was going to ask him is this: explain lacrosse like in a couple minutes, just how the game works for
He just said
someone
geometry.
who doesn't know about.
But you
anything.
just said geometry.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that later. if we have time.
Geometry and lacrosse don't go together.
Sure they do.
There's plenty
Sure
of
they do. Sure they
interaction,
do.
Yeah, between angles and what we teach our guys about.
Never mind, they go plenty together.
So, I mean,
I
lacrosse
stand corrected.
summed up, I mean, It's really a combination of several sports. You see some parallels with basketball, football, soccer, hockey.
I stand corrected. I see where you're coming from.
So in that right, I mean, it's we play 12-minute quarters. It's a sport with contact. Object is to score as many goals, or outscore the other team in goals, and scoring. Then your soccer games are most likely your hockey and soccer. Unfortunately, we haven't got our offense cooking where it needs to be to put those kind of numbers up yet, but we're starting to pick up, and I think we're heading in the right direction.
You got several wins this year.
Yeah, I mean, we're currently 4-6.
So that's not bad.
Got a big senior night tonight. So I think, the program's heading in the right direction. We've got a JV team this year that we've rebooted. This is the second year that the middle school team's been back and going. So it comes down to how fast you can get a stick in a kid's hands.
Well, and let me tell you this, and I'm a sports person, and I've enjoyed what I do when we've done the lacrosse matches because of all the cross sport deals here. But the thing I think, if I was going to give you one word of advice, and I bet you tell your kids this anyhow, so we'll see if I'm right.
All right.
They got to be more aggressive. They seem to be a little tentative on the offensive end. They just need to. Some of those schools that you've went up against, man, they get it. They don't care if they're 80 yards away, 30 yards away. They're charging right at that goal.
Yeah.
Do you say the same thing to them?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they just need to do that.
And fortunately, we're starting to get some kids step up and score some goals. So the confidence.
But now I think you've got better this year, and I'm not trying to be critical at all, but maybe if you hear that from somebody else, say, I talked to a guy today, he's an announcer, he's watched our games, and his advice is just what I've been telling you all year. Be more aggressive. And if you miss, who cares?
Yeah, absolutely.
Take the shot, take the shot.
In lacrosse, it's a specific rule is the closest team to the ball when the shot goes out of bounds is rewarded with the ball. So you're absolutely right. I mean, we're starting to get players back there, and we're encouraging more shots and more accurate shots, being efficient.
That was tough to understand at first because sometimes the referees gave the balls to the opposing team, and sometimes they gave them to the same team. But I guess it was the difference between passes and shots.
Correct.
And we got that figured out.
Yep,
now.
And passes are just like any of your other sports.
It's out of bounds. You go on.
Team, yep.
Now, your goalie usually does a pretty decent
he's been
job.
Playing lights out. Yeah. He's kept us in some games. He's won us some games and kept us in some close ones. So, and our defense has stepped up. We've put a lot more speed down there this year, and I mean, some newer kids playing that position, and I mean, they're really starting to catch on. But we're also drawing some multi-sport athletes that are able to use some of their other sports knowledge and bring that to the lacrosse field.
I tell you what, it's one of those games where if you listen to it on the radio, it's a little bit tough, to be honest with you. It's one of those games where you're better off to see it live, or you got to watch it, because I tell you, these guys get after it, and it amazes me that there's not more fights.
Tempers get heated sometimes, but that's just part of it. I mean,
they kill each other sometimes. I mean, they'll just flat out pancake other kids, and I mean, that's just part of the game. I mean, there is some protection, right?
Correct, absolutely. The head's very well protected, and that's a point of emphasis.
Shoulders?
Pretty much above the waist, below the neck. And if you've got the ball, you're pretty much a fair target. Stick checks are primarily supposed to hit stick or gloves.
Now, don't most of them wear shoulder pads too?
Correct. You're wearing shoulder pads, arm pads, gloves.
Now, do they have? Is that an optional thing, or is that mandatory?
No, that's mandatory. Correct.
Okay, because it seems like some people, and it might just be the different sizes of them, but it looks like some people aren't wearing them sometimes just because they're smaller. I'm
Correct.
assuming.
And then defensive players usually have smaller shoulder pads. Usually, the more punishment you take, you wear more protection. Some players wear rib pads.
So if you're an offensive player, and that's one thing also, if you notice when you watch this game lacrosse, not everybody can go downfield. There's only a certain number allowed on offense and defense at the same time, and you can get called for offsides on that. Now, one thing you might want to explain to people who have never been to a lacrosse match is you think it's unfair because some guys got short poles and some guys got long poles.
Correct.
What's the difference there?
Typically, you're allowed to have 4 long poles, which are 6 feet long. Those are your defensive players. 3 of those usually keep out on the field at all times. And we'll run one of our midfielders off and substitute him in with a long pole midfielder.
And a midfielder, it's
you're responsible for playing both ends.
But it's also the pole. There's 3 different lengths of the poles. There's the short ones, and
Your
or is it
attack
just
poles,
2?
2. Your attack and your midfield.
So there's just the 2.
Correct.
Okay,
and a
all
goalie
right.
stick is a little different height too, but it's its own unique.
What kind of stick's that now?
The goalie stick.
Oh,
is
the
a little,
goalie.
it's
Yeah,
in
yeah,
between
yeah.
length.
Yeah, and it's got the bigger
Correct. Bigger
net
head
on
than
it.
that. Yep.
Yeah, so if you see that, the defenders have the long poles, the offenders and midfielders have the short poles.
Correct.
So, and that's something to catch up on. Now, one other thing that people may not realize is, there's a circle around the goal, the net,
Correct.
and that's called the crease,
Yep.
right? Now, so if you can't get into the crease, only the goaltender's allowed in the crease?
And
Is
the
that
defense
right?
can go through
The
crease.
defense can go through the crease, but if you're an offender in the crease, what happens?
You lose the ball.
Just-
It's a turnover.
It's a turnover.
Correct. Even if
Okay.
you score a goal and go in, unless you get pushed in.
Now, is there a goal that you can score that's not legal? Like, I mean, can you kick it in?
You can kick it in. Yep, absolutely. You just can't, like I said,
Can't
shoot and
throw
land in the
it.
crease. Yeah, you can't throw it with your hand.
Yeah, you
It's
can't.
but
Yeah.
you can kick it. You can swat it in. It can deflect. I mean, we played in Franklin, and unfortunately for their team, they had a ball go off their goalie and it counted against them.
Yeah,
So,
just like hockey
Yep.
or basketball. Even sometimes in basketball that happens. Somebody will go up to block a shot and he ends up tipping it into
correct. Yeah.
in the wrong team's bucket or the other team's bucket. So
Seriously, of all the days.
this is lacrosse, and
Of all the days.
now Rick.
No,
Rick-
no,
what?
seriously,
Rick,
of all the days that you could have picked to bring somebody on show to talk sports, you had to pick Friday.
Now, wait a minute. Let me ask a question here. Who asked you to come on the show today?
Of all the days.
Rick.
Sorry, this is not your problem.
This
This
is-
is your problem.
this is
Of
Mary
all the
Ann's
days
problem.
To bring somebody
Well, now, but-
on here to talk sports, you
but-
had to pick a Friday.
But now you can fight this or you can
Not
embrace
only
it.
could you have brought somebody on here, you had to pick somebody cute.
Yeah, don't scare him. You're
You
already
had to
taking
bring
selfies with him. You know,
I did. I picked some. Let me tell you why.
the
my
man might
son
be in the
goes
witness
to-
protection program. You never know.
My son goes to Wilmington.
Okay.
So, my son goes to Wilmington, but you
That's a
probably know
loaded
him.
question.
He goes play sports. He doesn't play sports, but he goes to Wilmington.
Why don't you tell him his name so maybe he might figure it out?
I don't want to talk. I may not want to. He's very smart. You probably have him as a student.
Well, what's his name? Tell him his name. Tell him his name.
No, because you'll probably get him into sports.
No. Actually, you'll probably get.
Sophomore, junior classes. So,
He's freshman.
so yeah.
He's freshman.
And you won't have him next year because Mary Ann is acting like she likes Wilmington schools, but she hates them. So
I hate
just to
them.
let you know. So I'm letting you know that. So you.
I don't like Wilmington schools just because of the way they're headed. Because, well, you know the way they're headed. They're splitting up the elementaries.
I have, yeah.
But
I've-
he's going
He's in high school. He doesn't care
yeah,
about
he's
that.
going to high schools, but he's going to Laurel Oaks.
well, that's a good program.
But that won't be until
Very
he's a
good.
junior, though, right?
Mary Ann's actually a doctor of psychology, so that's why she's crazy.
It works. I'll be honest.
All right.
Well, now lacrosse. Let's go back to lacrosse here because that's why the man's here. You guys aren't necessarily in the same league, right? As SBBAC, or are
Correct.
you? So, what league are you guys?
We're really just broken into lacrosse has 2 divisions in Ohio: Division 1, Division 2.
Right.
And each of those divisions have 4 regions.
Okay.
So we're in the 8th region of Division 2.
So,
So that's primarily Southwest Ohio.
so it's not really a league then. There's no league championship. Is there any thought about? Is there some teams going to try to?
I mean, I believe your Catholic schools have their Catholic league. They title
Right.
champion there. Some other schools in Cincinnati who have more participation, they'll crown a league champion. But currently, right now, it's Clinton, Massey, and Wilmington.
Well, and I'm going to throw this out at you because it might be something you'd be interested in. Years ago, Greenfield had swimming, and no one had swimming in the area. But they were part of a group, I think it was called the Southern Ohio Swim League. And you guys may want to think about, getting you guys, Xenia, Chaminade, maybe get you 5 or 6 schools that, but they maybe their league recognizes lacrosse. See, that's the thing. I don't know if they do or not.
And yeah, like I said, I know for the SBACC, until we get a couple more teams in there. I think you need to have a minimum of 3 to crown a champion.
Well, yeah, I would say you ought to get at least 5. Yeah, I mean, but there might be 5 that are close. I don't know.
Xenia, Clinton Massey, and then
You.
outside of there, us.
Well,
and then
Chaminade's not that
too
far away.
I mean, you've got Franklin.
Franklin, there's another one.
We'd want to try to get Lebanon or that. I mean,
See,
that's
I don't know if their leagues have lacrosse.
correct, and that's
as
something we'd have to look
as
into.
a recognized. That might be something for Troy to look into because. But see, the thing is whether they recognize lacrosse or not as a league sport.
Correct.
You know? So, but like I said, Southern Ohio, they used to have the Southern Ohio Swim League, which was kind of cool.
It's unfortunate for some of our athletes for the lack of a league recognition. I mean, in
Yeah.
order to get recognized, you're all conference.
Yeah.
Or all, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, because that would be neat, because each team would have so many representatives automatically, all league.
Correct.
And, yeah, I think that's something to look into. Now, how many years have you been the head coach?
This is my 4th season head coach.
4th season,
Correct.
okay. Yeah, they're getting better, definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're.
I mean, I graduated from Wilmington High School. I played on the first Wilmington High School team.
Okay.
Committed the first
Quaker
penalty
all the way.
in the program. And then went to
Hurricane,
Southern
yeah.
State, Wilmington College.
Sure.
Got a phys ed degree. And then got my master's at Antioch. And then I've since come back in.
That's kind of weird because I went to Antioch. I graduated from Wilmington College
So
too.
you
So,
didn't have any of the rock painting wars when you went.
No,
to-
no. I was
Wilmington
just a
College,
commuter.
they paint the rock
Yeah, they
all
still
the
paint the rock.
time. Yeah,
I
they
was
do
a
that all the
commuter
time.
student, so yes, started back in 1996 to put a timestamp on it.
Well, and that wasn't necessarily recognized as a high school sport, right?
It
That was a club sport at
correct.
that time,
And
right?
then 1998, our team advanced to the state finals, lost by a goal.
Wow.
So what is the because my husband's not from around here, so when he comes up here, he's like, why does that rock keep changing? Like he's like,
Different fraternities, sororities,
what's the
usually.
deal with that? Like,
Sometimes they'll even have contests, like if
So-
you raise enough money. Yeah.
what's the deal for somebody not in the know? What's the deal with the rock that's in the middle of Wilmington?
It's just a college tradition. I mean, I can't really put a date back to it, but yeah, I mean, about every month, a different group or organization will paint it for a
Right.
different theme. Usually,
Yep.
freshman class, I think they'll go there, meet there, paint it, and
Paint
the
it,
kid will
yep.
sign, and then usually, I believe seniors will sign, and
Yep. It's just, and there's several rocks on Wilmington College campus. One that's pretty interesting. There used to be a dorm there called Twin Ash. I don't know. That was before your time
Yes.
and my time. But anyhow, when they tore Twin Ash down, it was over by Marble.
Before yours too?
And and we put a nice rock over there. I was in a Beta fraternity, Tau Kappa Beta fraternity, and there's 2 or 3 things on there. Exactly, JJ, you're right. She sent a little note on here, but anyhow, it says to the memories of Twin Ash, because I don't know if you knew anything about Twin Ash or not, but Twin Ash, a girl had hung herself there many years ago, and it was supposedly haunted before they took it down. So just a little Wilmington College history there. So when you went to Wilmington, you got your phys ed degree. So you had
Correct.
Sharon Sims
Yes.
probably a lot. You know, Sharon
lady.
has her own golf thing now. You know, Sims driving range over in Greenfield.
my game could probably benefit greatly from that.
Yeah. Do you play, do you?
I try. I play
Well,
very bad. I'm good at playing bad.
We'll have to play sometime
play
because I don't.
that.
I don't play that well either. I used to
All right.
play pretty good. I played like 3 times last year, but yeah, give me your information here when we're done, and we'll. Because I'd like to find someone to play like once a week with,
Gotcha.
like on Wednesday. Just go out and hack the ball. Yeah, well, yeah. In Wednesdays, then we'll take Wednesdays off. So I sell life insurance too now. But I taught 31 years, and I tell you, teaching's a great thing, but I'm glad I'm out of it. As crazy as the parents can be, and also and just all the parameters, you know. And we were talking with Chuck Morris, the gun range guy here before you come in, and it's true even in teaching. You're guilty until proven innocent on stuff. You know, all one kid has to say is, "Oh yeah, he did this or that," and it's
You're a
risky.
parent yourself now, you know.
I am, but I'm also a teacher, and I do want to I want to trust. Everybody wants to trust the teachers they have, and Wilmington doesn't have any problem with that, but it just our society is getting so nuts.
And yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of feel for you a little bit because you got a ways to go.
Yeah, I mean, I got a little bit of time left before
Yeah.
I even start thinking about.
Because you're only what, maybe 28,
A little older than that.
30?
30. I'll be 38 this August.
Well, you really?
Yeah.
Really? You don't look that old. So you did something else then before you taught?
Yes, I did. I bartended. I mean, I was a non-traditional student. It took me a little longer to get through.
Okay. All right. See, I was going on in your college.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, I was.
Well, then you won't have to teach as many years, but you'll still need to get to age 60
Let's hope
before you
I make it
retire.
there, yeah.
See, I was able to. I'm only 53. I was able to retire 31 years. I got it in. I had to go one extra year. JJ, how you doing? Sarah Catherine, does he work at Buffalo Wild Wings in Wilmington?
I did, yes.
He did at one time. Do you remember him, Sarah? Because Sarah Catherine, you guys are about the same age. Yeah, you guys are about the same age. She lives over in the Leesburg area.
Okay.
But her profile picture looks like she's 19, but she's 38. So you said you were born in August?
Yep.
What day?
The 20th.
I'm the 5th.
Okay. I'm the Leo.
No, I'm the 5th. Just thought maybe we got a lot of parallels going here. Wilmington, Antioch.
He looks like the Dapper Man, doesn't he?
That's not a parallel, but anyhow.
Anybody else who knows what I'm talking about? Yes, he does look like the Dapper Man.
What's the Dapper Man? Do you know what she's talking about?
Clueless.
I am too. I have no clue either.
I'm good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, he knows my cousin, Courtney Brooke.
Yes. She was at our wedding.
Courtney, is she the nurse, Courtney Brooke? Because I know a Courtney Brooke that's a nurse. Is that the same
that is
Courtney Brooke?
correct.
Nice, pretty girl. Yeah, very pretty girl. Yeah, I know Courtney. We have her on Facebook. Yep, she's an East Clinton grad, I think.
Yes.
Yep. So, and have you had this happen to you in your teaching career yet? Where you have so many students, and people go up, "Hey, Mr. Schultz, how you doing?" You're like, "Hey, I'm doing great." I have no clue who you are, but you're doing great.
Unfortunately, as the years increase and the amount of faces and names you see, and sometimes it's a little hard. And people change. And I'm probably staying a lot more close to what I look like when they recognize me as they do. So
Right. Oh, it gets worse. I'm just going to tell you,
All right.
it gets
Well, I
worse.
appreciate
it
the
gets
advice.
worse because, I get that some days. I'm like, yeah, jeez, it's not good. So, going to be doing lacrosse next year. Now we have boys varsity and reserve lacrosse this year.
correct.
Now, is there going to be a separate girls program in the future?
Boy, that would
Title
be,
IX, baby. We
that
got
would
to
be
know.
that would be nice. I mean, there's always a pretty big. What would you say? Interest from ladies to start a team, but it just comes down really to finding a coach.
Oh, really?
I mean, and that's kind of ladies lacrosse is even a little more obscure than boys version.
Right.
Rules
So
are different.
we're running boys and girls together.
We're running a co-ed team.
I think we should keep them together.
I mean, the
I
ladies
think
who are
when we
playing
run
enjoy
them
it.
separately, we run the risk of more problems, of he-she problems.
No, actually, the whole,
That's where we come into
whole
the
idea,
he-she
though- wait a minute.
changing room problems. That's where we run into all of the problems we're running into
boy,
now.
that went down a different path.
I think if we keep them together, we eliminate a whole lot of
Well,
problems.
but the reason you would add a girls team is because you have that much interest and you get that many more kids playing. That would be the reason.
And the
not
games are
because of
two
any-
really separate things. I mean, the equipment, the field, the amount of players, the
And-
games are. Is the field different? Correct. Yes.
But now, there's a field hockey that girls play.
Correct.
Typically, they play with lacrosse. I mean, but it's not the same game.
Correct. Absolutely.
So now is
Why?
that the college level also? The
Yes,
girls game's different.
Why? Why are they different? If why? Why aren't
But-
they played
Well,
the
let him
same?
answer.
I mean, they've had two different styles. I mean, for a long time. Like I said, there's less contact. ladies, they don't wear helmets. They wear face shields, I guess you would say.
Why?
Because whoever invented the game, that's the way they wanted it, I guess, and that's just
More
it's something that's been passed down through the years, like
That's
baseball.
like saying softball and baseball, right?
Yeah, right, or yeah, and
That's like saying girls can't hit as hard as guys,
no,
isn't
I mean,
it?
no.
The ladies programs have been picking up a lot as well. I mean, the schools that have it, the participation's really good. And I think I see both sides of the story, but I think it would be a great opportunity for a lot of ladies to have something else to do in the spring.
As a parent, I don't know that I would want my daughter playing on the boys' team because of the contact, and I wouldn't want some
I am
280-pound kid that's a football player, which you get a lot of those. Yeah, you get those. And, but cross-checking my daughter, I
I'm
would
not
have a
at
problem with
all
that.
saying I want my girl to play on a boys' team, but I'm not at all saying I want my. I'm not at all saying that I want my daughter to play with a 400 pound lineman. I would want equal.
That's what Title IX is.
across-
It's equal
across the
opportunity,
board.
yeah.
I want them to play the exact same position.
You want the sport to be the same?
Yes.
The rules to be the same?
Yes.
Why? What difference does it make?
Well, shouldn't they be the same?
No, it's like baseball and softball.
Why
Softball,
shouldn't
it's
they be
underhand
the same?
pitching.
Why shouldn't they be the exact same? Why shouldn't they be?
Right.
Strengths and weaknesses. So you develop a sport based on the sex. It's not sexist. It has nothing to do with that.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's
Tennis is tennis.
Well, and it's the same in tennis. It's the same, but it's non-contact.
But it's the same person playing tennis. Tennis didn't change
It's
just because
non-contact.
Billy is playing it or Judy is playing it.
Varsity's going, or I'm sorry, tonight's senior night. We've got
Right.
6 seniors we're going to honor. JV's going to kick off at 5 o'clock, and varsity should be roughly around 6:30.
6:30.
Halftime. Due to the JV game, we're going to do that at halftime.
6:30 probably.
5 and 6:30, correct. Okay, excellent. Yeah,
Do
we
your
appreciate it.
kids like that?
Oh,
Do they get
absolutely,
on there
yeah.
and watch it? Do they laugh? Because I did the first couple, and I'm sure they probably laugh at us, especially like last year when we first started. Because I'm like, I did a little homework on it. I mean, I at least knew what the crease was, but we're trying to figure out
Yeah,
the game
absolutely.
as we're doing it. Well, 3 years ago then when we first started doing it, because you were the same way. You're like, yeah, we're still, a lot of it. It's just, well, it's neat. I like it. And and that's what we kept talking about, how the similarities are with basketball, with hockey. Yeah. The offsides, there's just lots of intermingling, but really you need to, if you've never watched a game, go to Campus Nation and watch one.
Oh, absolutely. It's great.
Yeah, come out.
Weather's supposed to be great the next tonight, Monday
Yep.
so far. I mean, what they're saying, it's supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah,
And
it
tonight's
is.
a beautiful night.
Yep. It'll be fun. You play who tonight?
We've got Winton Woods coming to town.
Winton Woods. That might. What's that? Is it a new program? Or has it
They
been
are a
while?
second-year team. We played them for a play-in game last year for the first game
And
of
you beat
OHSA.
them.
Yes,
Yeah, you beat them your first tournament game.
correct.
Right? Okay, so they're going to want a little revenge.
And
coming
very
up.
well so. I mean,
The Winton Woods Warriors, I think,
Correct.
isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So, well, that'll be fun. But that's a nice little trip for them coming up from Cincinnati.
then we're going to
That's-
return the favor. I think in 2 weeks we go there on a Monday.
Oh,
But,
really?
Yeah, we had bad weather. Well, imagine that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, well, it's
Got
been a
postponed.
terrible
It has
spring.
been.
And you guys are pretty much playing everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, this year's, excuse me,
Oh, you're all right.
it's the first year that we've really encountered some postponements and cancellations, but I mean the weather's just been so bad that
it's
understandable.
It's been bad.
It'd been 20-degree wind chills and.
Oh, I know. We
ice
sat
and-
up there and watched some of them, and we're like in the booth going.
Yeah.
Troy had to bring us coffee one night, as a matter of fact, and he still whines every time we see him because he burned his finger on his coffee. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
So if you see Troy today, say, Charlie want to know how your finger is.
I
from
will.
the coffee, and then just give him that. Just turn and walk away. Yeah, just give him crap. Now Troy does a great job.
Oh, I
over
think
there.
so.
Yeah. Now, you don't cut anybody, do you? Do you cut anybody
No,
to be on the lacrosse team?
Correct. I mean, I don't want to turn anybody away from the sport.
Okay. Well, I didn't think you probably had to either, really. I mean, if you got a reserve team, that's great because you got that funnel down there that they can.
And it just provides some great game experience for my athletes
yeah,
that
yeah.
weren't getting it last year. So I think that's a great thing. I mean, so
Definitely. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's really neat. And it gets a little brutal sometimes, I'll be honest. Now, have you ever had any kids? Is it the same? I assume it's the same rules as any other sport. If you get kicked out, you're kicked out for like the next 2 games.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, in high school.
OHSAA guidelines.
Okay. Because I could see people getting kicked out in that game more than some of the others.
Correct. I mean, like you said, it gets a little chippy sometimes. I mean, things get
That's a good word
things
for
get away
it.
from it. I mean, and referees are human; they don't see everything. So I mean, it's just like
Right.
And you're talking high school kids, so
Yeah. Well, but I mean, they just land based. I mean, sometimes. I mean, the hits are. If you like watching football hits, this is not much different. It's kind of like hockey in a way because you have the sticks. And I like watching hockey.
I do.
I like going to a fight and watching a hockey game break out. You ever hear that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like lacrosse. You're going to go to a fight and a lacrosse game breaks out because they do get crazy. And how many? Now another thing, like when you go to this game, you'll see kids running in and out because there's no stoppage of the clock for subs. They'll send people out, and then when that person crosses. Then the other runner goes on. They can't do it at the same time, right?
And if it's a dead ball on a penalty, we can
dead ball.
Substitute. But it operates like hockey of substituting on the fly.
Yeah, the only thing with hockey I see more in basketball anymore than that goes with hockey is like line changes.
Correct. And older days, there used to be an air horn the coach could call for to get a substitution on. So when I played, you would have lines of midfielders.
Okay.
But nowadays, the game's, like you said, it doesn't stop, so you almost have to change fluidly with the game.
Now, do you still play anywhere?
Every now and then I'll throw the pads on. We have an alumni game annually, so.
Here's I guess the other question with that is and I'm sure there is, and I just don't know about it. Is there a professional lacrosse league?
There's 2.
Okay.
One is indoor based. That's the National Lacrosse League, the NLL. They play box lacrosse, which is indoors. It's a hockey rink with turf down, 5-on-5 players, and fighting is allowed there, and they're allowed to cross check. But the goal's smaller. It's 4 foot by 4 foot as opposed. Absolutely.
Now that's the indoor, but there's an outdoor league also.
And then field is what we would call it.
Right.
Is the MLL, Major League Lacrosse.
I guess maybe I have heard of that. Now, is there any local team like
Yep.
like the Reds? If I was a baseball coach, hey, let's go down and watch the Reds, or go to the Dragons, or go. I could take the team there. Is there a team that you can go take them
Absolutely. It's funny you say that. The gentleman that was one of the co-founders of the program is the current head coach of the professional team in Ohio, and that's in Columbus. They're the Ohio Machine.
The Ohio
Bear
Machine.
Davis. They play at Obitz Field in Columbus. It's the actually only lacrosse-specific stadium for professional lacrosse.
Where's it at?
In Columbus, I do believe it's Obitz Field. Yeah.
Oh, you said Obitz. I
Yeah.
didn't hear. Okay, no, I didn't hear that part. No, I thought that was like the name of the stadium. That is
Fortress Field.
Fortress Field. Okay, Obitz. That's Western Columbus, isn't it? No, Eastern Columbus. Yeah. Yeah, that's like on southeastern side, isn't it? Like past the circle. Go to the 22 exit. I think it's the next exit after that.
They opened their season. They won the championship last year.
Really?
So they're the defending the defending champions.
Okay.
So their home openers this Sunday, I do believe at 2:00.
Really?
They're having their ring presentation, and so it should be a good time.
You going up?
I am going up.
I could tell. He's like going.
I am rather excited. Yeah, it's a good time.
What kind of attendance do they get at their games?
I mean, a couple thousand, I'd say, thousands.
Okay.
So, I mean, the fact that they're winning and they've been in contention last couple seasons, it helps out.
What's like, you have any idea like what the charges are to get into that?
I mean, you can get similar to your Diamond Club seats of your sideline, eat and drink, I think are $90, and that's the high end. And I think you can get down for like $10, $12, somewhere in that ballpark.
$10, so similar to a Reds game,
Yeah,
something
I think
like
so.
that.
And I mean, it's pretty intimate. It's not like you're in a huge stadium. So I mean, the seats are good. You're not going to really have a bad seat.
Right. Now, so it is. I mean, it's not just bleachers.
I think there's some padded or some bleachers, and then there's some backed seats as well.
Well, I'm trying to picture this place. That's all. Is it just that lacrosse only? Like the high school teams use it, or
they have had some showcases with some. Like they'll take some Cincinnati teams and pair up with Columbus teams and get some nice matchups for.
So I guess now, is there any minor league?
I mean, like
lacrosse?
kind of you've got you've got pretty much the NCAA feeds the MLL and NLL.
Okay, so it's like football then.
The nice thing is usually you're not having kids leave early though.
Yeah.
So they're getting their 4 years in, graduating,
right,
and then entering that.
Okay.
And
Jeremy,
women's have actually. There's a professional women's outdoor team.
Is it in Columbus also?
I'm not sure of the logistics of it, but it's a first-year thing. It's happening.
Oh, really?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, Rick, if you ever watch, his radar goes up on stuff like this because we'd like to get doing some professional sports, and he was thinking about doing a professional football team. Alum Creek Drive, exit 49 is how you get there.
Okay.
That's what Jeremy Sloan says. He lives up there in Columbus. So there you go. And they're called the Ohio Machine.
Correct.
All right. Now, is it much different rules in high school, or?
It gets a little more physical. I mean, the refs are a little less amped to pull the flags out. I mean, kind of as you progress through, the game does get a little bit rougher. I mean, youth is more passing and skill emphasis, and you get into middle school, and then they're allowed to start to body check, and then high school, and you kind of see the progression. NCAA, I mean, they let them play, and then by the time they're in the MLL, you're almost a felony before you get a flag.
Well, I say that on our broadcast sometimes. I'll say, okay, now if that was done over here on the street over here, we'd have an assault and battery charge right now. It's funny you say that because I say the exact same thing when we're doing the broadcast because some of the hits and some of the things that go on, I mean, they stick them high or whatever. It's like.
And they have a 2-point line, so there's a 2-point shot.
Really?
They have an arc outside, yes. So that adds for a little more excitement. Reward, because, I mean, you're talking top-notch attack, defenders, and goalies. So, I mean, to get a 2-point shot to go in, I mean, you've earned it.
Yeah. Okay. How far out is it? Do you have any clue?
I wouldn't be able to give you the exact dimensions,
15,
but
20
it's a
feet?
decent-sized shot, I would say, like probably 15, 18 yards, I would say.
18 yards.
Just because my eyes have glassed over and I don't talk sports, but you mentioned a felony and a 2-point shot, whatever. Help me out here. Clarify this for me.
Felony?
Nope. I know what a felony is. I don't know what a 2-point shot is.
Okay.
You ever watch basketball?
Stop.
I'm trying to help you so you understand this.
No.
Basketball, they have a 3-point line.
Stop.
It's the same thing. I'm just trying to make it simple for him.
Clarify this for me.
Okay.
What he said. There you go.
The
Arc? 2-point.
no.
Yeah.
No.
The felony.
The felony part.
Oh, I mean,
The
stick checks.
the dirty part. You know.
Yeah, they are. I mean, these guys amp it up. I mean, when they go to throw a stick check, they're swinging. And, I mean, when they
They
Give me a
knock you
rough
out.
play here.
I mean, you would just be a Google search away. Yeah.
They could smack you in the head
Give
with a
me
stick.
Give me
A baseball
a
swing.
normal lacrosse
We tell our guys to like do
move.
it. We tell our guys like
normal lacrosse move. What does that look like?
similar to billiards. We tell our guys on defense to throw poke checks. So they're sliding their cross or their stick through their hand and trying to dislodge the ball. We try to keep away from the slap check of taking their cross and slapping an offensive player to get the ball out. And if we go back too far in high school, we're going to get flagged for a slash.
You get penalized, and they have to set out so long.
Yeah, it puts us a player in the penalty box, and then we lose a player for a minute, 2 minutes, just depending on the severity of the penalty. So, as like I said, you get higher up in skill level, the level of contact really increases. And some of these gentlemen in the pro games are swinging more like an axe or a baseball bat. So, like I said, a lot of the times I think they're hitting sticks, but fortunately it's not my body that's taking that punishment.
And you hear it sometimes. We'll be in the booth up there, and you hear them crash into each other, and you're just like, oh, my gosh. Yeah, you ought to come and be the camera person. Huh? Oh. She just needs to watch?
It's the first time's the hardest time, and the second time's easy.
Oh. The little one? Yeah, she's back here. She's sitting back here. She's being good. Yeah, I see her. I see this red hair flying out in the back here. So, anything else that you haven't been able to say that you'd like to say about lacrosse?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think really the program's starting to pick up. We're excited as a coaching staff. Our parents are kind of on board. They see the improvement. We've been fortunate enough. We've got one of our seniors is going to play at Wilmington College next year.
Oh, good.
Blake Frazier. So that's going to be kind of exciting to go watch some local talent here locally. That's his cousin Jake. I've got 3 Fraziers. Yeah, there's 3.
And they're related.
2 are brothers. One's
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been catching on here the last couple of games.
What about what's your other real good player that's Weiss Cup's cousin? Help me out.
Connor Mitchell, our
Yeah.
face-off man. Yeah, he's been having an outstanding season. Second-year player. He's been winning approximately 70% of his
What grade is
face-offs.
he?
Sophomore.
He's only a sophomore.
Correct.
Wow.
Let's see.
Put him under the gun. I wasn't going to ask you because I'd forget.
Okay, I've got Blake Frazier. Let's see. Patrick Black, Ridgeton Beam, Bryson Cook, Connor Barton, and Destry Powell.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's good because I've been like, don't
Fortunately,
have
there's only
that.
6. I was
Yeah.
struggling there at the end.
Don't put, well, you got him. You got him. That's why I was trying to help
Yeah.
you out by giving you the number over here. You know, they couldn't see that on camera, so it's like, okay, how many we got left here? So come out and 6 o'clock they'll be
Looking
on the
forward to
air,
it.
and who knows, you might catch a little reserve action then too because they may just be finishing up.
So, yeah, hopefully we'll put on a good show for you guys tonight.
Yep, Winton Woods Warriors coming to town. Oh, Mary Ann she's not a sports person. So.
She can always tune in online, couldn't she?
Yeah, you can watch it. There you go. And you can learn more about it.
It's worth a shot.
Dodson's her kid's name, so remember that next time.
Let me write this down here.
That way you go, okay, son, I got it. I understand. And don't answer this, okay? But you've had those moments, I'm sure, already in your short teaching career where you might have problems with a kid and everything. And then you meet the parents and you're like, okay. Then you give the kid a lot more slack. It's like, it's okay, man. I understand. You don't have to answer that. You can just nod and laugh. And
Yeah.
he knows exactly what I'm talking about. Look at that face. He's like, yeah, I know. And I've been there and done that. And it's
Well, my
just like,
teachers probably said the same thing about me and my parents. So it's all right.
well, my mom was a teacher. So
Mine as well. Retired
really?
from Leesburg, correct.
Where at?
Fairfield, Leesburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you went over to? No, I didn't. I had a couple of good friends that taught at Leesburg. Harry Carey. You ever hear of Harry Carey?
I have.
He was a math teacher over there.
She was at the elementary. She taught, what do they call it, Title I reading interventions.
Up. Just about knocked the camera over there, Pippi Longstocking. So, yeah, Fairfield, good place. And that's where your mom taught.
Correct. Retired from.
Okay. Did she teach her all her career? Or?
Yes, from start to finish.
Really? Wow. See, I went 3 different schools. I went 4 years at one school, Huntington High School in Airside, Chillicothe, then taught at East Clinton for 12, and then finished up at Greenfield for 15.
Okay.
So now, so maybe down the road, maybe a women's lacrosse team, maybe down the road.
I'd always like to see. I mean, I'm all about the game growing, and and ultimately a youth program is something we're going to try to figure out how we can get younger kids involved. We're going to do a youth camp this summer.
There you go.
It'll be our second year. Last year we only had 4 kids, but we got it started. So
well, and that's where maybe that MLS team can help you out a little bit.
And we've had nice support. I mean,
if you have some contacts there.
I'm sorry. Youth camp will be for students entering grades 4 through 8, boys and girls.
For lacrosse.
Yes.
I tell you, if you have connections though with that Major League Lacrosse, that would be kind of fun to get a connection because, well, and we might, we'd be willing to do some ticket giveaways too from the station.
I'll be in touch with them Sunday. I'm heading up there. So.
Let us know. I'll give you my card here before we go. Well, I tell you what, we appreciate you coming on.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate the time.
Good luck with the teaching and good luck with the lacrosse, and hopefully it keeps growing. And tonight at 6 o'clock, going out there, this is the last home game, or no, next to the last home game. Have another home game on Monday, right?
Yep.
And who you play Monday? Xenia, and you've beat them once.
Yeah, it was a close game, but it was a really cold. I mean, that was some of that early April. Yeah.
So Xenia on Monday, Winton Woods tonight. Go check them out. It's really interesting. You ought to go at least once, and either one of two things is going to happen. One, you're going to walk away from there and you're going to like, what did I just watch? Or you're going to like it and you'll come back, because if you like football at all or hockey at all, you're probably going to like it.
I agree.
Yeah, but I mean, if you like those two especially, because there's not the football's necessarily that similar, but just the roughness of it. Yeah. Well, that's kind of, there's some soccer in there too. And then
that basketball, I mean, the offense and the way the defenses are ran, I mean, your basketball enthusiasts would love it. Yeah. Not that my opinion amounts to anything in this, because I know I can spell lacrosse, I think. Yeah, but anyhow, no, what I was going to say is just get them, be aggressive. Absolutely, yeah.
Don't play tentative. They seem to want to play tentative, and it's like, just go after it. Just go for it.
Yeah, we tell our guys play green light. I mean, full steam ahead. Yeah, we'll make some mistakes. We'll live with that, but we
Yeah, you never fault anybody for effort.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's been an improvement this year.
If you try and you're going to do your best, and you got the effort going, you got to go for it.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
And don't be hesitant. I find that with high school kids more than anything, girls, boys alike, not a whole lot of self-confidence out there.
But it builds. Sports is a good thing to build that.
Yeah, but do you agree? I mean, there's not a lot of self-confidence out there. So, build that self-confidence, get it going, and if your kids get to watch this, be aggressive, go after it. Well, hey, thanks for coming on,
Thank you so
Adam.
much. Appreciate the time,
nice
guys, and
you,
appreciate what you do for us in the booth.
And, we have a fun time, and just tell them not to laugh at us too hard, because we are not lacrosse aficionados. We like it now. We're getting better.
Yeah, absolutely. It does.
All right.
So thank you so much.
No problem. You've been listening to WZAA 106.9 in Jeffersonville, Ohio, and everybody have a great weekend.